Good evening. Oh, I don't need to start on this map. Start on this map. Let's get fucking straight into it. Swearing straight away. That's going to be great. Oh wait, hang on. I put it on the non-intense music to start, so I wouldn't get myself amped up too early. Oh, here we go. What a transition. So we're back down a hole with a whole lot of squidge going on. So you found some dragons. No, wrong way around. Found some giants. Followed some giants to a hole. Attacked one of the giants. The giants ran away. You chased them, and all of this ensued. All in the pursuit of one druid. Bloody hell, all my words are wrong. Good luck, Otter and Arta. You two are going to have to work this out for yourself.
Good luck. What's a lock?
Artie, I think last I remember you slipped and fell down the hole. It's 200 foot, which is max damage.
No, that was Saga.
He chose to go down there. The druid, that's what I was trying to say. The druid, Undriel, who was captured down below, and then a dragon turned up, and the dragon was flying on their way back up after you touched an orb. Lots of stuff happened. We'll work out what's going on as we get into it. So, we're straight back into combat. It was a long one. We have... Where is everybody? Otter, you were first in initiative order. You were here, sandwiched between what appeared to be a potentially good giant who has been waterboarded and has been tied up. Behind you is a bad giant. That's you there, and that's Undriel next to you. Then there's a bunch of people, but Von, you are laying down. Bad things had happened to you. But you are also making your way towards the waterboarded giant, and there's a giant in front of you. Up after Von would be Zaga, who is down a hole, been left down a hole without a orb. This is great. And Faywin, you were this side. You were asking everybody what the orb was. You're stood back here. Undriel freed herself and ran away from you. And Arta, you are stood toe to toe, concentrating on Shield of Faith, I believe, with a cursed version of this giant. A giant that had this compound eye mask with these horns that was released via a remove curse spell and dropped down a big hole. That helm has been picked up, we believe, and the giant, or only Zaga, I suppose, would actually know. The giant, he heard the giant hit the bottom. And that giant would begin.
I fireballed him at the bottom.
You did fireball him. I was like, why has he lost some damage? Yes, you fireballed him, but he may potentially have the helm. So Zaga is 150 foot down. The giant is 200 foot down, and I have the dragon 75 foot down. So potentially on their way back up. Does anybody have any questions regarding combat stuff before we jump in or update stuff?
Nothing.
No? Sweet.
Nope.
Someone's question isn't what is the orb?
Did you note down I was bloodied?
I did.
Said afterwards.
Yes. Oh yeah. Are you the only one?
I'm not far
Anyone
off.
else?
But...
Okay.
I was, but after the heal,
You're fine now. So I shall do the same. So for your, for all of your benefit as well, cursed dude, bloodied. This dude, the one behind Otter, bloodied. He was the one that came down the hole. He still has a confusion, I think, from that original spell.
Oh, the static thing.
Yeah.
Minus D6.
And this giant is also bloodied. They're all just...
How many turns have we had down here? Because it would be 10 turns he has it for.
We're in round 7 of combat, so 3 more.
3 more, okay.
Yep.
Unless he manages an intelligence save.
I need to hit what was it, 19 save?
Yeah.
I need to hit a 19 or 20 on a die, so... Wicked. Right, on that then, starting... Oh, saying that though, it would be... No, I lied. It's starting round 8, because round 7 is where we finished. My round counter ticks over when we start the round. Otter, you are up. I will try and keep the camera moving so you kind of know what's going on, but let me know if you need to move back. This one should give you... The left-hand one should give you the full view.
I will use Great Weapon Master to attack the giant next to me.
The one that's on the floor. You want attack it? With opportunity
No,
attack? With advantage, no? Oh, okay. Strange. Nice!
It's 21 to hit.
That hits. Please don't hit me, I'm confused. But yeah.
23 piercing damage, and I'll add a psionic dice attack on top of that.
23 piercing.
And 7 force damage. No, sorry, psychic damage. Keep going.
7 psychic damage. Nice.
I'll also attack him again with my second attack.
Okay. These boys get me.
That sounds good. 15.
15 does not hit. These guys are a tiny little bit tankier than the ones you fought before by a whole 1 point, which just saved me.
I will use my bonus action to use second wind.
Nice. Second wind. Get a bit of health. On initiative 20, the lair action goes.
Is that the dragon?
Yes. Well, it's the lair. It's this lair. You can assume that it's the dragon because these things are happening since the dragon turned up. But yeah, technically these are things. So lairs are the home bases of, or one of the home bases of very powerful creatures. So they have an impact, or they have the ability to change how the environment works. So it's not necessarily a spell that they're casting. This is just something that the land itself is doing, but it can be controlled by.
It could be something like a thunderstorm appears, or
Yep. Yeah. There'll be regional effects for
terrain,
certain things as well. Yeah, that can be trained. So if
Thank
there's different ones of knowing you're getting close to something bad. I think it is going to do. Might as well just do the thing. Cool. As it is flying up in on a point in the ground, 20-foot radius sphere, it's going to 20. It is going to hit around the top. I need the bigger. This is not quite big enough. But we'll do for now as the orb is removed, but Zaga is there. Spikes and thorns start running up the tower. Not that you can see them. As the dragon is flying, at the point at the top, you see round the mouth of this hole, roots and vines erupt, spreading out across round. It's a 20-foot across, so it's only going to take 10 foot on the edge of this ring here, but around there is difficult terrain and is any creature starting their save. Each creature, yes, starts to save there. I don't think any are actually there, but that is now all difficult terrain. So just the 10 foot that runs around the lip of this hole now has been vined and thorned up. It's difficult terrain. If you go into it, you can become restrained depending on how strong you are. That is the lair action, and up next is my cursed boy stood in front of Arta. And it starts to turn. Yeah, that's for Arta's turn. He is going to roll to see if he gets back his thunderous charge. He does not. I need to get all my dice out. Oh, enemy dies. You are annoying and you are just there. The rest of them are there. He's protected. Yeah, he's just going to swing at Arta, I think. With his big, this like wooden hockey stick style bat as a weapon attack is going to. That's going to be a. Oh, Jesus. That's a 31 to hit Arta.
Yeah, I think that hits.
That might just hit. Which confirm that's a hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is as it boof. God, brain. That is 30 points of slashing damage. And then you are hit with a poison damage as well. Does your resistance half this poison damage, right?
Yeah.
Which is 17 points of poison damage.
Is that
you are-
halved?
Oof, that's half. No, that's not half. So that needs to be half. So it'll be 8. As this
I am
baton
bloodied.
comes down.
Bloodied is half.
Hits you.
Less than half, yeah.
Yeah, less than
Oh,
half.
Wrath of the Storm.
Nice.
Can I have a dex save, please?
Dex save, you can. That is a. Oof, that's only a 14.
It's a fail. Excellent. That is 8 points of thunder damage, and he can use his reaction to stop being pushed back 10 foot if he wants, or he can be pushed back 10 foot.
10 foot might be bad. He's going to use his reaction unyielding to not be pushed back
When can he use that again?
on his next turn.
Oh, excellent. So if I hit with any kind of lightning,
He gets a reaction per turn. Yeah, on your turn, yeah. He uses his reaction. Oh, because UDS, I suppose it's weird because he hit you, used your reaction. He then used his reaction on your reaction, even though it's his go. Do reactions recharge
why
at the
I asked.
beginning? They recharge at the beginning of your go, I think.
sick. Right, can we push it back 10 feet, and then can just while we're
No,
doing
just use his
that,
reaction
how
to stop
close?
it.
How
You're
close
not-
is he to the hole? Oh, yeah, of course. How close would he be? Is he from the hole anyway? Just so I know, just for future reference.
He is like. It would be a clean 25 foot to push him in, but as soon as he hits the thorns, that would be difficult terrain, so it's going to slow him down.
Ah, bugger. So I'm never going to be able to push him into the hole.
What? No! How does that keep happening? Up next.
Wait, how are there
is-
thorns over a hole?
They're not. They're around the
Is
edge.
it like a? Okay.
It's like a.
I saw the
birth
big circle.
Vine. Yeah.
It literally
Right,
happened at the
house.
beginning of the session.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like working on the basis because of the big circle that it was like a
An
trap.
enemy?
No, it was like a trap. You stood on it, and you not only did you land on the thorns, but you fell through the thorns. Like they were covering the hole.
There's another enemy. Cool. Climbing up, using his action, can go 80 foot. 120. Yeah, I think he would. So, down the hole, coming past you, Zaga, up to. Because he was 230, he can travel 80 foot if he dashes. So he's gonna. This giant is going to. You hear this movement scampering from down below as these hands, like the quickest rock climber you've ever seen, dashing up the side of this wall. It's like half running. This giant passes by you because
Do
of
I
the
get an
size of
opportunity
yeah,
attack?
because of the size of him and you're on this plinth in the middle. You can opportunity attack because you'll pass by.
Is he wearing the helmet?
He's not wearing it on his head now.
I can see him carrying it.
You can't as he passes by. You can't see him carrying it.
I suppose he's dashing, so
He does, yeah. He's also like arms and feet are scrambling up. So all you know is he went down, and he's come back up. So you assume he's probably grabbed it, but you can't. As he's not paying any attention to you. What you're stood on this plinth, you feel like almost the ground shake a little bit as he just goes like a spider up past you. So all you're seeing is his back as he's climbing up.
I will take the opportunity attack with my sunblade.
Oh, nice! It's a lightsaber to the back. Oh,
24 to hit.
yeah, it's.
And that will be 9 points of, I think it's 9
Radiant, I think it is. Is it radiant?
of radiant damage,
Yeah.
yes.
Nice, 9 points of radiant damage. He is still not quite bloodied. Hasn't been taking that much damage. He
He's about 30 foot above me.
is now 30 foot above you. Yeah, just carries on by. What's your passive perception? Oh, it's probably crap. Isn't it?
Shit, 11.
11. No. Okay, yeah. You've just essentially, as he's run past, you've just lightsabered him with the sun sword down the back. Big sunburn, radiant damage burn through him. Doesn't seem to deter him or stop, and he lets out like the weakest of grunts as he just carries on growing, but doesn't seem to be like, oh fuck, someone's attacking me. He's like, I've got a mission. So that was Giant tied up. Giant climbing the hole. Von Van, you're up. Then Zaga.
Okay. So the What's the one tied to? What is he actually tied to? Is it like a branch or
He is.
vines?
Yeah, no, they are vines that are like into the wall and the rock. It's where the inside of this cave, a bit like where the vines have come out and are thorny now. A lot of this cave has natural elements of wall. These vines seem to be like growing out from the rock base and are like wrapped around him, growing up, wrapped around him, growing up, wrapped around him. So they look like they've been controlled to plant growth kind of wise and time up. So it's not like he's tied to something physical. He's like restrained to the floor.
Okay. Is that a waste of a 4th level spell?
It depends what you deem a waste.
How can I tell from where? First of all, I'm going to stand up. That'd be a good start.
Don't do that.
Can I tell if he's all right? Is he?
Is he all right? Give me a... I mean, he's been waterboarded, which is not good. Give me a medicine check.
It's a dirty 20.
So you can see that he is... one, he's been drowned. But there are the rope... The vines that are over him are thorned in certain ways. You can see that he is... The restraints are clearly doing damage to him. If he wiggles, they do damage to him. And from what you can see of like the upper part of his head, when his head kind of rolls a little bit in and out, you can dirty 20. You'll be able to see the difference between what is like bruising and what is red paint that would have been on the face that only the bird would have seen before. But yeah, they have like red paint and tattoo markings. You can see that he has been has been captured and beaten slightly. So he's not. You would definitely say he's not at full health.
I am. I'm gonna consider it not wasting a 4th level spell. And can I cast Blight on the vines?
Yeah. It's an attack spell or a saving throw?
It's a saving throw.
It's an area of effect, right?
Well, I suppose it's a creature. No, it's not an area effect. I suppose it's actually targeting a creature, though, isn't it?
Ah, yeah. It's not. It doesn't seem to be a living plant.
Yeah,
this is.
It wouldn't be considered a magical plant. It's a tough one because it says creature, but then.
I would say.
Oh wait! If you target a non-magical plant that isn't a creature, such as a tree or shrub,
yep,
it doesn't make a saving throw. It simply withers and dies.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I didn't know if you had to get close to it, so you can still do it in an area effect as well. Sweet.
So I could do it, on that, yeah.
But you're targeting it on him. I'm gonna have him. Yes, you can use it. He's gonna have to roll, and he's gonna have to take. Because you're gonna have to essentially target. A blight spell is like, for an area effect, is like a cloud that affects a creature. To affect just the plants and not the guy would be a bit of a dick. So I'll have him roll.
It's not an area effect normally.
Oh, is it not? What is it?
It's just no. You just target the creature.
Which means you shouldn't. Don't you have to? You target the creature and then they roll to save.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you target a creature, but if you target a non-magical plant,
yeah. Okay,
it doesn't make a save. It just withers and dies. So I think you should be able to target the plant itself.
Yeah. Go for it.
Cool. Well, yeah. Then I will do that to hopefully wither the vine because
yes,
it takes maximum damage.
Yeah. So as you, nice. That's a bit annoying that he's really up the top. Yeah, as you point out the blight spell, this giant that's in front of you that is stood. Oh, I've just knocked him over. Stood protecting the body. There's one either side now. He is like ready to fight as you reach through almost between his legs and hit onto these vines that are up and brown. They just start to turn to mush and pulp, and you can see like the poisonous and the death bloom rot within them just starts to like dissipate and disappear. They quick rot as they wither and die. They don't just dry up. These things like turn to mulch and disappear as you just see, and they snap as this creature gets his like arms and limbs back. You see him start to raise up. The two giants either side kind of look back and are like, oh, you get a bit of like, oh fuck, kind of moment as this creature is now no longer restrained. So he can pull his head out of the water. Fucking hell.
What have I got anything I can use item wise to help myself a little bit? No. Can I guess? I am going to. I'm going to activate the leaf balm effect on my armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and then immediately heal myself with that.
Yep.
I mean, it's only a D6, but it's better than nothing. Cool. That's my go.
Nice. Do I let him reach? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. So yeah, you see this giant is released. The spell withers and dies. The two other giants notice that he is now released. As you see him trying, essentially, his only action, because his action is in the air, is just to pull his face outside. As he looks down, and you, from where he's lying, he'd look down between this giant's legs as he is dripping with this water, and see you, Von. As you can see that he just starts breathing deeply as he can now breathe again. Zaga, 150 foot down. Your charm effect is gone as well, by the way. That ended on the.
I'm not charmed, but I think I am still frightened.
You are still frightened. The frighten ends. I think you roll for it at the end of your go.
Yeah, but it's wisdom, so it's never going to come off.
Oh no.
What I am going to do, though, you said the giant climbing the walls was 30 foot above me.
Yep.
I'm going to pull out my bagpipes.
Yep.
I'm going to play a funky tune on them and use 3 charges to cast at this giant climbing the wall Otto's Irresistible Dance.
Oh, shit.
There is no save. I'm concentrating for a minute. The giant starts. He starts dancing in place, shuffling, tapping its feet, and capering for the duration. A dancing creature must use all its movement to dance without leaving its space, and has disadvantage on dex saving throws and attack rolls. Does he fall down the hole?
He would be dancing. Does it say anything about?
He's on a ledge.
He's climbing a fucking
He went
wall.
past he's above the ledge.
Does it say anything about causing? You know how the other ones say like you can't make someone do something stupid. Does it have any? of that
No, it
language
doesn't
in there?
say anything about that. It just says he's dancing.
Oh no! Oh no!
The save to stop it is on his turn, and he has to use an action to try a save.
Cool. This is like one of those.
It's a real dick move for someone who's climbing a wall.
Didn't think about someone climbing a wall when you would cast that spell, because why would someone be climbing a wall? Nice. Yeah, I can't see any reason why he wouldn't
And
just
it's a
be
30-foot
dancing.
range, so it's perfect.
Fuck. Let me just quickly Google. What is max damage for damage? I think it's 200 foot. Max full damage. 20. Okay, yeah, 200 foot. Jesus. Okay, cool. Do you want to roll 12d6 for me?
I can do. I'll do it in D&D Beyond.
Because, no, I don't have 12d6, fun enough. And it's your spell, so as, the giant is firing up and just gets a feeling. It reminds me of the gun in South Park, the gay ray. When I get that
40
feeling, I
points
gotta
of
say.
full damage.
How much, sorry?
4-0.
40, nice. As this giant climbing up just starts jigging and then claps, and as he claps realizes he's falling, as you just see him still jigging
Still
in
dancing
there.
on the way down.
Yeah, he did the Macarena as he falls. But you don't speak giants, you don't understand it. As he hits the deck, he is well and truly bloodied now, having taken
Does he continue dancing on the floor for the rest of that?
Yeah, he's
time?
he's not
do,
dead.
yeah.
He's just prone on the floor, fucking dancing. Nice.
Could we say he's break dancing?
No,
Yeah, that's my turn. I'm gonna stay where I am
stay where you are.
because I'm frightened and I can't try and climb up anyway.
Oh, you can't move towards the creature. That is so funny. Give me the wisdom saving throw anyway, just because you might. You never know.
Wisdom. Yeah. That's actually a 19.
19 does it. So
Here
cool.
is a nat 20 -1.
19 is enough. 19 is the same throw, so you break the frighten. That's at the end of your go, unfortunately. But yeah, you can now move towards. Faywin, you are also frightened, but you can't see the creature because it's 75 foot down a hole, so you are not frightened until it appears.
Okay. I imagine that we've just heard a giant falling and getting 40 damage. So it'd
You
be
heard-
quite-
No, it's 150 foot down the hole.
Well, also you would have seen the
Yeah, it would have
dragon
echoed up.
absolutely belting down
You
that
would
way,
have
right?
seen from the hole thorns like rise up and wrap round, and then a couple of seconds later, the sound of bagpipes, and a couple of sounds of later.
Okay, so because I heard the bagpipe and I saw the dragon going that way,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, and walk towards the hole to look down.
You're
And
gonna go into
naturally
difficult
looking
terrain.
Sorry,
So to be able to look down, you'd have to go through the difficult terrain.
is the are they plants magically created to impede my movement?
They are plants magically created to impede your
Okay,
movement.
I get advantage on that.
Okay, cool. Let me
Um,
just check whether it says start. Go ahead. Each creature, Oh, no, they're just difficult terrain. So,
Okay,
cool. It's only if you're
so it'd
in
just
it
be
originally. you
take
get
extra
trained.
movement if I want to go across rather than it trapping me or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go towards it. I want to be able to get there and then potentially back if I need to.
Okay, so you've
Work
got
enough.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It'll take you 30 to get to the edge and look over.
Okay, I'll only go 15 right to the edge of the difficult terrain then.
It would be 10, and then it would go straight to 20 to get you in.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that then. So I'm
Okay.
just in.
Yeah.
And although I can't see over, I'm just gonna shout, Zaga! I heard bagpipe.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then I'm gonna shout, "Are you okay?"
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect the response necessarily, but. And then I want to look round to Undriel.
Yep.
Is she okay?
Andrea is stood. Well, she's okay now, but she stood here at the feet of this giant that's just been freed, alongside Otter. But she is obviously surrounded by 3 giants. One of which we were hoping is. She ran over there and took the first blow
To help
at
him.
these. Yeah, she took the first damage to these vines.
Okay, so the one that is standing up that was protecting the bad giant.
Yep. This dude.
I'm gonna shoot at him,
Do it.
and I'm gonna shout to Andrea, "Are you okay?" As I pull my bow.
Yep.
So- That's 19 to hit.
19 hits.
That is 22 points of damage,
22 points of damage. Nice.
and then a dirty 20 to hit,
Yep.
and that is 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Nice. This guy thinking weak. This giant takes 2 as she looks towards you, seeing you fire. These 2 bows hit in, and as you look towards her for a response from there, you actually hear back as this giant stumbles back, starting to bleed now, but again, his face not really changing at all. You hear the one that has had his head leaning out of the water fountain, the waterboarded guy, just screams out to you, "No! This is not their fault! Don't kill them!" In Ooh, can he speak? No, it would be in Draconic. He'd shout that out.
Okay. Am I allowed to shout back?
Yeah.
Okay, but how do we stop it? And then to everybody else in common,
Mm-hmm.
the waterboard guy says, "Don't attack them. It's not their fault."
Cool.
Does Andriel have any look of recognition when he speaks Draconic?
Ooh.
I can roll for it.
I don't know. No.
So they're pals, but the geezer's speaking in Draconic, and she doesn't actually know what he's saying.
Define pals.
Well, she was trying to help him.
BFFs.
Yeah.
Not as pally as me and her, obviously,
I mean,
but in general.
She could just
doesn't
know
harass
that.
her at all.
Yeah.
Could just know that he's good and not evil. That's
She's got
rather
good
than-
insight. You don't know what language she speaks.
Surely we would have had a chat about that over the past.
You tell me. Do you think we'd have had a chat? Roll a
Well-
luck
Is
check.
it in your backstory?
Because I
a
spoke
luck
to her in
check.
Orc.
Roll a d20
Okay.
above a 10.
Oh, you are 6.
I think you told her what you speak, but you didn't actually ask her what she speaks.
Is it a bad use
Bad
of my shard?
Yeah, it would, because this is a luck check. A luck check, you can't add anything to a luck check.
Even if I'm feeling really lucky with the Tides of Chaos?
A luck check is there purely just so I don't have to say bad things, but I let you guys
Make her
roll
roll
a
on the
dice.
table so she turns blue.
I could make you roll.
She's
that.
still already
If-
got beard.
If you really wanted
Yeah, I
to
haven't
do that, you
finished
could
yet.
you could just say to her, "Hey, do you understand what he's saying?" And then she could answer that, but you'd have to wait for your next go.
Okay.
But yeah, luck check is just a way of saying, "Oh, kind of, you might have done that. Let's see if the dice like you or not." You can't sway the dice. The dice didn't want you to know that information. Sweet. So you fired. You move forward. Anything else? Shout out to everybody.
Does anyone need a healing potion? And if I give it to them, is that bonus action? Not to administer it, but to hand it to them?
You can hand it off as long as you can get to them.
That's a good point. I don't think anyone's close enough.
No. you
Okay,
haven't got a lot
that's
more.
the end of my... Are you?
I don't know how much have you moved already.
I did
5,
20. I've got 10 foot left.
Oh, okay, then
But
no,
you're in the thing
Yeah.
as well, so you'd have to. Yeah. You wouldn't. You could throw it, and he could try and catch it.
Could I roll for my my scared as
Or
well?
you could leave it on the
My
floor as
fear?
well. You can roll for your fear, yeah. Wisdom saving throw.
An 18.
18 is not enough, unfortunately. By 1. If you wanted to do... See, that is where you could add a Tides of Chaos.
I'm a bit scared that if I do it, I'm going to fireball Andriel. It's just the only reason I'm not doing it.
So you were going to risk it to ask her whether she's understood giant, but not to help you not be afraid of a dragon. I'm just trying to understand.
That is exactly what.
Okay, good.
If
As
There's
long as
no
I understand.
understanding favour.
Sweet. Up next is my boy that is a little bit confused. Up behind Otter. Do I just... I tried to launch you out of the way last time. You fucking stood firm. So I might just have to twat you on the head. Because I get multi-attack if I do that. Yeah. Cool. That guy is free though. Oh, you're so annoying. If I felt like I could just pick you up and throw you, I would throw you, but you failed last time. He's going to hit you twice with a big stone. Otter. First attack is a 13.
Yeah.
Second attack is a bit better. 24.
Yep. That hits.
Cool. Oh, I'll leave that dice because it rolled on an 8. That is plus 7, 28 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I'll use a Sonic Shield to take some of the damage off.
Fuck you! Cool, that's his 2 hits. Fucking, he doesn't get out of his thing. Arta.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Because I took 2 different types of damage, do I roll concentration twice?
No, you still only roll 1 because you add them together and you have to take
Okay.
half. So your concentration check is 10 unless half the damage you took in combination.
Well,
is
I
more
rolled like 21 or something.
Than, okay, that's fine. Yeah. So no,
So,
I'd add. I'd
no,
always add
wait,
them
hold
together.
on. No, I took what?
I don't think you took 40.
38. I took 38.
Yeah, so you would be taking. Yeah, you'd need to roll up.
Yeah, so I'm fine.
You'd be fine. Yeah, because
Cool.
as long as you're over 20. you're
Wait,
fine.
I'll double check what I rolled just because I don't want to be accused of doing a burn.
No, that's.
Yeah, I
I've
rolled
done it so
20.
many times that I literally could not keep.
It's a good thing it's only once because I did roll it again afterwards because I was like, oh, do I roll it twice?
No,
And I
it's
rolled an
still
natural
on
one for the
because
second one.
it's more advantageous for me to have all of that damage add up and make your save.
Okay.
If I do like 50 damage to you, you've got to roll 25.
Okay,
So it's more advantageous for me to-
what do we want to do
Push him in
here?
a hole, apparently.
How's he looking?
Imagine he fell onto Zaga. That would be so funny. Part
I
of me
can't
wants
push
him
him
to
back
trip
enough,
and
I'm
fall.
afraid.
I know, but maybe just try it. We might let it happen.
How's he looking?
Zaga, you look up. He's looking kind of messed up. He's angry towards it. He looks messed up anyway.
Okay.
It's gaunt and drawn out.
Can
but
I
he is
have
good.
a con save, please?
You can. 28.
I mean, that's a save. I'm gonna. Oh, why am I rolling whatever that was? I rolled an Arcana check. Okay, I'm gonna. How much Channel Divinities do I have left? Oh, 2. Perfect. I'll do Channel Divinity. So even though he takes half damage, it's still to the max. So that was
Max half
what
damage.
spells did I do? Yeah. So
Max half damage.
20 points of thunder damage,
20 points of thunder damage. Nice. You're looking real bad.
and then I want to try and tentacle push him away from me,
Nice.
just because I can.
Yeah.
Can I have a strength save, please?
Strength safe. That's a 28.
Can you do that to a giant? Or do you have another limit on yours?
It doesn't. No.
Some of them don't.
Oh, it might do actually. I think I got annoyed about this previously. Let me double check.
Either way,
That's my go. I'll double check
Yeah.
outside of it.
the giants
No,
have
it's just a
got-
creature I can see. There's no size limit.
Usually big creatures have good strength saves, so that kind of counters it.
Yeah, I assumed. I was just doing it for the memes.
I get it.
That's me.
That is you. Up next is the dragon. 80-foot fly speed brings her out onto the map. Now. Ooh. Ooh.
Did you remember there was Faywin that said about the orb?
She's
We were.
friendly, yeah, she's
Can
very
she
friendly.
remember that we were friends at the top?
I'm not sure friends.
I don't
is
know
the
if
right
friends was the right
answer.
word. You kind of just
Nice.
shouted at the
I
dragon.
called her magnificent.
Potentially.
It's a really nice word.
Yeah, but it sounded sarcastic.
It
I-
was.
I-
Is up. I am going to roll an insight check for her. She has a +10.
Dragons are pretty smart.
They're pretty good. That is a dirty
helps.
20. Because she is going to arrive up at the point that you have just freed one of the giants, 2 more are there, and he is able to speak. So she's going to fly up with orb in hand, and her 80-foot fly speed will put her just 5 foot up, so just her head will appear as she can survey what is going on. I don't know if I want to use more to get away. No, she will, because she's got legendary actions. Cool. The 20 foot. So she gets another 80 foot, but she's not going to use it all. Orb in hand, the dragon flies up. As she gets up and through, you see almost she's in a corkscrew as she's coming up, and she eyeballs quickly insight check to find out what is going on before upside down flying back within. Within 5, 10, 12. Nice. Lands. It doesn't land, sorry. It stays hovering. Oh god. Hang on. Her tail is coming out. Get back in there, you bastard. You need your tail to balance. and blocks up the exit route as she flies up. That is going to have to be a dash again because, 75 foot to get out. 5 foot, she'll use the insight check, survey down and land. That is going to be her move. As she maintains, almost as the mini is there, the long green tail kind of just giving her a bit of stability and balance. She hovers up. She's trying to stay up high, but obviously she's in a cave. She can't fly that much. And her wingspan, when out and covering, is like the width of this cave almost in size. She is a very dominant presence at the exit way, essentially, of this cave. She is going to, in Draconic, say, Rovili. Oh no, that's his voice. What did I say her voice was? What did I do for voice?
She's
I just did
quite
a
Southern
posh,
Belle.
She's
posh
Southern Belle.
lady. She wasn't Southern Belle. She was
She was
posh.
Southern Belle.
Well, I do declare, what's going on, boys?
Maybe
She
she
was
was
not.
posh Southern Belle.
She was not.
Rovili, you are alive. What is happening? And as Rovili looks up, and you'll be able to see his big face. Faywin and Von definitely can see a mix of like fear and disappointment in maybe himself. Like that he has let someone down. He feels like a child that's been scolded as he looks up towards this dragon and just says, what is the name? I forgot the name.
Sue, I believe you just said.
Sue.
Sue the dragon.
Me Sue. Her name is Grandelmath. He goes, Grandelmath, I'm sorry, but... Oh my god, I've got all the names on different pages. Valanma, he has been turned. My brothers, they need saving, please. And she turns and looks, earmarking her out as Grandelmath. Ravili being the guy down here, and Valanma being the pointed one. He goes to the cursed one, is who he points to. Those who speak Draconic understand that whole conversation. Those who do not, just hear a bunch of shouting across the cave.
Oh, just Fabian then, because I'm too far down the hole.
Yeah, you're quite far away. You'd hear a conversation at least from that far down. Like there's voices happening, but that deep rumble wouldn't travel that well, I don't think.
I think Ottar's got comprehend language stuff as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I'm hearing everything. That is going to be their go because they can work on legendary actions if they need to. Action 3, and I will keep all the names on one page in the future. Up next is the giant that is stood next to this boy here. He is going to step forward and just hit Von, I think. You just freed the boy. Wait. Hey! Oh, fuck. First one's going to be a miss because that's only 2 on a dice. Second one. Oh, nah, come on. Second one's a 5 on the dice, which I think is only a 15. I'll try to make it bigger. Giggity. 15, yeah.
Yeah, that misses.
2 strikes down, miss from this giant. That is pretty fucked up. 2 of Faywin's arrows, looking tiny in this giant, but are causing this giant to bleed out as he is looking incredibly weak. Undriel is up. Next is going to now. Now the giant is freed. Is going to
Come on, Gil.
run away.
What?
Hey, Gil.
Hey, Gil.
Gil.
So it's fucked up. I ain't got that much there. Yes, she is, because she doesn't want to get caught. Oh, no, she's going to be super stuck.
She's actually running away.
I think she'd actually get stuck if she tries to run away.
Good, we need to chat.
Bye! I'm only here
That's
for
why
a
she's running away.
short period of time.
sure it's just from the giants, not from everyone?
She's running away specifically from Phelan. I'm going to say she climbs over his feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
annoyingly close to Faywin.
Oh, that's better.
Stand behind.
Right next to me instead,
Von
though.
and says, Von, it's really good to see you.
You look at Faywin as she says it.
You're my favourite elf.
Oh my god, you brought her with? I thought we. Oh god, that's strange. And is going to. Oh my god, her thing is. Oh, there we go. I read. I was like, her range attack is only 5 foot. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be range attack? It's 90 foot. As going to ball up from. Oh, she doesn't even have anything yet. Just ball up from her hand and fire out this like wisp of radiant energy. A bit like a kind of like a guiding bolt, but it definitely has a green tinge in energy, and you can see the vines kind of run through hands as she fires it off. Von just from round your corner is going to attack this dude that stood next to you. It's not a great roll. I'll give her that, and she's going to miss. But you can see that she has picked up clearly some other magic somewhere along the way. She fires off this wisp of energy towards the giant, misses, even though he's massive. So
Can
that's fine.
Faywin assume she did not understand Draconic from that action?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Yes. You would be able to understand.
But didn't she relay in common after?
She did shout out and say, don't kill them.
The first one I said that the guy had said don't, but I haven't been able to relay what the dragon said to them. It's not been my go.
Yep. Nice. Otter. He is up.
I will relay what the dragon says.
Sick.
Sick.
Everybody else.
What the dragon said? What the
Yes.
giant said?
But the both Senec has.
Cool.
And then I will kind of spin the trident round in my hand, so I'm going to use the sort of the staff part of it
Yep.
to non-lethally attack the giant next to me.
Nice. So, yeah, you're actually facing this guy.
Well, great weapon master attack for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
That will be 19 to hit.
19 hits.
That'll be 23 bludgeoning as I'm using the blunt end.
Yep. Yeah, non-lethal.
And I'll just do a normal second attack now.
Nice. Yeah, it's the first one. You like crack into the side of the knee, and he goes, oh, it drops down. He's looking very weak, this giant.
24 to hit.
24 hits.
And that will be 10. 10 bludgeoning.
10 bludgeon is enough. And we'll say, yeah, non-lethal. First crack knocks it down to his knees, and second crack up under the chin as this giant very much David versus Goliath style falls back from the one knee and just is knocked out, we will say. So he's at 0 health points. He finally loses his confusion, which is great because he's knocked out. Nice. Anything else?
No, I'll just stay where I am for now.
Okay, lair action is up. The thorns dissipate as there is no good way of catching you guys out.
Actually, for my bonus action, I'll use Sonic Recovery, which gets me one of my Sonic dice back.
Okay. They're all split. Okay. Whilst all this fight is going on, who's close? Arta, you will see as the thorns dissipate from the hole, the ones that are around the edge of there, this difficult terrain disappears around your feet. And Arta, you will see that where the entranceway is, far off to the left-hand side, you start to see just through like the wing of this dragon that the sunlight starts to disappear from there, as you can see running around kind of like the inside of that hole is a wall of thorns, like it's been filled in with a kind of thorn. The lair itself is closing up and making that hole covered over, so no one is able to escape as it stands without pushing through thorns and vines. I think, Archer, you'd be the only one that would see that happening because it's above this circle here. And then it's back to the cursed boy who gets his reaction back and has seen the dragon appear. Interesting. He is solely caught up. It's a big fucking dragon. I think he's going to still hit Arthur. I don't think with 2 of you there that's a good idea. So he's going to take his big old stick and crack down at the cleric. That is a good hit. That is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
As some ones in there. That's not good. 24 points of slashing damage plus 16 points of poison. So 8 points of poison.
God, I am really hurt right now. And so what I'm going to do is obviously use my reaction to Wrath of the Storm him. Can I have a dex saving throw, please?
Yes. That is only a 14. Man, I'm rolling bad.
Excellent. That is 11 points of lightning damage.
11 points of lightning damage. This thing looks weak.
And does he want to use does he want to use his reaction to stop being pushed back 10 foot?
5, 10. I think he will allow himself, as he looks weak, to be pushed back and turns to face the dragon. Rovili is up next as he is going to pull himself to his feet. You can see that Rovili, as he gets up to full height, is about 4 or 5 foot taller than the rest of these giants. On average, than these giants around here. He's a much bigger, older, more tattooed, more scarred giant than the rest of them here, and is a huge hulking figure as he looks towards his buddy here and is going to just try and bonk him on the head. I rolled a fucking 4. What the hell, dice? Don't fuck my narrative like this. I rolled a 4 and a 5 on his 2 hits. He can't bring himself to hit his own buddy, who is very weak. But yeah, Rovili is up, sees the one that Otter has knocked down, sees his friend here, and you see as he swings, those that can understand Draconic, so Faven and Otter, you can see he says, Iron, I'm sorry, as he swings towards him, misses. No, I'm sorry. Swings again, misses again. Fuck! Please, I can't do it to my friends. As he misses. The other giant. The giant that's all the way down the fucking bottom again.
He uses all his movement to dance.
Yeah.
And can use an action to try a wisdom saving throw.
So technically does he only fall on his go? Or does it happen straight away and then he...
I don't know. It's up to you.
It just seems weird. Because you'd think it would happen straight away, right? And then...
I mean, yeah, he's hanging onto a wall and he starts dancing.
But then on his go... Irresistible dance. Why is it the most irritating spell to...
It's like a cartoon, he just hovers there dancing for a while and then...
Yeah, Yeah, I was just
Wily Coyote.
So he has to. So what's the get out of jail free card on it? He has to use his action.
He has to use his action to try a wisdom saving throw because he can still make attacks and things. They're just at disadvantage.
He's just dancing. If he doesn't, he wants to climb.
He just can't move because he's dancing.
Yeah. Wisdom saving throw is 10.
It's a fail.
Cool. He's down the bottom. Von. You are.
What have I got that does non-lethal?
Yeah, so it's you can do spell attacks as non-lethal. You just got to make sure that they're force or thunder or something that can be explained, like not fire.
Yeah.
You can't non-lethally set someone on fire.
That's a shame for the one.
Tell that
down
to
the bottom
Zaga,
as
who
well.
has non-lethally set me on fire twice.
Yeah,
Well, you have resistance, so it's fine.
true.
Yeah,
Well,
tell
I'm
that
sure
to
it's
the
fine.
singed cloak.
Yeah. Not the cloak. Yeah, it would have been pretty sweet if the other guy had hit him just once, maybe. Be-dim. Fuck, I can't believe he
What
fell
about
200 feet.
what about cold damage?
Try and freeze him.
Yeah, you could freeze him, I suppose.
Let's just try that then. It's the only thing I can possibly try. So
Right,
can I
lose
get a
it.
con
And-
save, please?
With pleasure. Oh my god, this dice needs to go in the bin. Its last 3 rolls have been 4, 5, 3, but they get a plus. No, it's only like a 12, 13.
Yeah, that's that's 12 cold damage.
12 cold damage. Nice, still standing, but very weak.
Oh, he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Yeah. There we are. Bonus action.
I am just gonna. I don't think it's actually a bonus action. Just that happens. The heal thing from the cloak again. But yeah, I've got nothing to do with bonus action, so yeah, that'll be me.
Nice. Zaga.
I haven't heard the warning about not killing these guys, have I?
No, it's been verbal when you are 150 foot down.
Would Zaga launch another fireball down there at the bottom? While the enemy has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Of course
How
he
does he get
would. Why are
disadvantage?
you
Surely he gets
questioning?
advantage. He's dancing. He should be able to get out of the way of anything.
I mean,
You
Makes
see,
no
I'm the only
sense.
one that gets advantage, and that's on performance checks. when I'm
D&D 's
doing my interpretive dance.
Broken game.
yeah, he would launch a fireball because he has no idea. So, dex save with disadvantage, please.
Dex save at disadvantage. I mean, I've been running pretty good. Ah, nice. I actually did roll pretty good. 15.
Is a fail.
Fuck you.
29 points of fire damage down at the bottom of the hole.
29.
In the light, would I have any way of knowing whether the giant is still alive?
You'd be able to hear him
The
dancing or not, wouldn't you?
The concentration on my dance would probably drop
Yeah.
as well, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, I'm really advanced attack rolls. Jesus, you get you get advantage on attack rolls against them whilst they're dancing. Fucking hell, that spell is dirty.
It is, and you gave it to me for free on my.
He
backpacks.
is not free. Maybe do some stuff. You can still hear him dancing.
As he slowed down, does he sound like he's hurt dancing?
Why?
Are there moans of pain as he
Dancing.
dances frantically?
There are some, but these guys were pretty quiet anyway. You can see the flames that are like lit up part of like wrist straps and stuff he's have are moving at a much slower pace. The Macarena is down at like 0.5 speed.
Will Zaga be
Macarena.
brave? Can I climb down the hole?
Ooh, yeah. It's 50 foot, and it's quite. As you look at it, the giant was making light work of it, but this you will need to roll to climb down to ensure you don't slip, because this isn't a ladder. There is no route here. This is supposed to be a difficult, like almost slick style tube down. You're not supposed to just be able to climb up and down it really easily. So
What would I be rolling? What kind of thing would I be doing to climb down the hole?
It will be. Ooh. It will be.
Because there's a huge difference between acrobatics and athletics.
Nah, yeah. So you can. You would not. I would allow either. I think acrobatics is fine. What? Are you going all the way to the bottom? Because you're.
I've cast the spell, so I can't dash. So I'll be going down 30 foot.
Okay, so you'll be holding on. So what I'll say is, you'll have to do an acrobatics to stay on the wall, and then you'll have to do. What will you have to do? You'll have to do, because you'll just be sat there. Okay, you can. It'd be better if you made it to the bottom. But if you're not going to make it to the bottom, yeah, you're going to have to roll another check to try and just keep.
I'm not
yourself
going to be able to
held on.
make it to the bottom, but
You can jump.
if I'm going to fall, falling 20 foot is a lot better
That's
than
what I was
falling
going to
50
say.
foot.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So give me an acrobatics to climb down to pick your steps down. The giants have been brute forcing strengthening it up, so that makes sense.
The acrobatics check is a 27.
Yeah, easy. So yeah, you pick your way down. It takes you some time, but you pick your footholds down. You're quite light as well, so you don't need and small, so you don't need very big footholds and handholds to as you make your way down to the bottom. Is there anything else you're doing? Because we'll do that on the start of your next turn. Will be the hold to see did you manage to hold on for the rest of the round.
No, there's nothing else to do.
Okay. Cool. So you have climbed down. I've lost my fucking tracker. Your full movement, right? 30 foot. So Zaga has gone down. Yeah. So you are 20 foot from the bottom. Yeah, you can see and smell the burning of the dancing giant as you get further down. Faywin.
Hello.
You can see the dragon, so you are frightened still. Technically back to being frightened.
Mm-hmm. Can I can still look at it, right? I just can't move towards
You can't
it.
move towards it. You can look at it though, yeah.
Okay. Can
You
I
make
look at
distance.
the dragon and then to the scolded child giant
Yep.
and just shout in Draconic, will someone tell us what's going on? For the story. Just without the for the story bit.
For the storm.
And then I was looking at what I've got, and I'm wondering if I could use Chromatic Orb with cold or thunder damage or something to
Yep.
be non-lethal, because I don't really
Yeah.
have anything else.
Thunder would be better. Force would be good.
Okay.
But yeah, Thunder's better, I think. Than Ice.
Never mind, I rolled 10.
Yeah, 10's not going to hit.
With my 2 attacks, I can't do that with spells, can I?
No, that's just the belly
That's
attacks.
upsetting, isn't it? Let me just see. Yeah, I don't have.
No, you have to do that.
no.
The only other thing you'd have to do is you could like blunt arrows if you wanted to. If you had some way of like blocking the nib to turn them into training arrows.
Mhm.
So
I
they'd
did
fire
think of
less
that, but-
distance, but yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't I
In
hit
that
one?
case, then, could you
Mhm.
please point Andriel out on the map?
She's
She just killed someone?
no,
She's
she's
right next
stood
to her favourite
really
elf.
close to her favorite elf. You
Oh.
said that on me. There she
She's
is.
not next to me.
Can she not just aim for the knees with her arrows?
I've
I've played Skyrim. I know
still,
that people can
damage
still
people.
be guards.
I would tickle, so.
Oh, I've moved
I'll
this
go a
way.
little bit towards Andriel, please, but not right next to her.
How
Within
far's a little bit?
within 5 to 10 foot.
5 foot is right next to her.
Okay,
10 foot,
like
one
2.5
square away.
foot.
You're
I don't want to look desperate, but
Okay,
I want to
yeah.
take a
You're
step
at that
towards
awkward
her.
distance range where it's just like, why is she stood that close but not saying anything?
Um,
Andrea just
Why is she
leans
sniffing
over
my
your shoulder,
hair?
it's like, why is she
and
looking
then,
at me?
because I shouted in Draconic,
Yep.
Otter relayed to everyone in common what they were saying to each other.
Yep.
And then I want to look at Andriel, and I want to have a little bit of spite in my voice when I say this. I want to repeat what is going on, like that.
Yep.
And then could I roll to not be scared of the dragon, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh my god, 14. I'm so spooked.
14, no, you're still frightened. Andrea will turn to you as she's in between kind of you and Von now and just say, we have a lot to catch up on, but we need to calm this situation down first. These giants aren't necessarily my friends.
But you said they were good.
They can be good and not my friends.
Unlike us, we're good and your friends. Okay, thank you. No comeback needed, because I know that that's true.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She rolls her eyes. Faerwin, giant. Why have I got him at 0? Oh, he's knocked out. That's why he's at 0. Arta, you're up.
I'm going to run in and try and... No, actually, I'm not going to run. I'm going to throw my hammer in a non-lethal fashion towards the cursed one.
Yeah, you can bludgeon him. Yes, as you've pushed him back, this one is turned up and is looking towards the dragon, just like heavy breathing, very weak.
24 to hit.
24 is going to hit.
Perfect. And there's lots of damage to roll, so bear with me.
Just roll the first one.
6.
Nice, that's enough. He only had 2 damage. No, 2 damage.
No, but I want to roll all the damage.
Roll it all. Just roll it on your own time.
Okay.
And then tell me after, and then we'll add it on. Is it going to be over 200?
On a good day? No.
As you can see here, this without the mask on as well. This giant is a giant here. The mask has been removed. The face is gone and just staring back at the dragon, deep breathing, and from the side, this hammer comes in non-lethally and knocks down the cursed. What the fuck's he called? Giant. He is at 0. I'm leaving him on 0, not killing him off. Arta, anything else?
I'll shrug and shout to Fayward. You said not kill them, right?
Yes, I think so, but now Andrea's confusing me.
Okay. The dragon is going to... The dragon is going to... float, get up just a little bit, float forward. Nice. Float forward is going to wrap their tail around the neck of this cursed giant and lift it up by the neck as it is unconscious and not moving, so you all can see as she she can't lift it all the way up, it's a freaking giant, right, but lifts up its torso so its legs are there. You can see its cheeks are gone, its eyes are its eyes would have been rolled back, essentially he's not dead, is it? And its body is just all caved in. All you can see the ribs, you can see some of the guts, you can probably see some of the intestine working under the thin layer of skin that's there as the thing is bleeding out. As the dragon looks towards you, Faerwin, who has shouted out and says, "This is my home, and there is a presence destroying my keepers. Now we must decide, are you friend or foe?" As she squeezes and pops the head off this giant and throws head and body down the hole.
I need to do a dex saving throw.
You're going to have to do a dex saving throw. As you hear first, a head of a giant smashes into ground. You are hanging... Oh, you're hanging off the side. So actually, the DC for the dex saving throw will be a lot higher for you because you can just push yourself up against the wall. In fact, no, just do it with advantage. As you see a head fly by. As it hits the ground, as you're this close down, you can hear there's a little splash. There's some water at the bottom of this cave here, but as you look up, you can see there is something much larger clattering down, smashing off to the walls as it falls down.
With advantage, 24.
24, nice. We will say that because if you're on the floor, this would have been a half damage situation. Because you're on the wall, we'll say it's a no damage situation. It's this body crashes. You are 180 foot down, right? Crashes into the plinth, breaks the body in half. Blood splatters everywhere. You get covered in guts and blood from your distance. You are perfect splash distance for a body smashing 30 foot above you and then absolutely showering you in guts as the rest of it falls to the floor and you hear shuffle, tap, tap, hey Macarena, as the guy's still dancing below you. But yeah, the dragon drops the body down, floats over, and that's what she says to you, Faywin.
Am I allowed to shout that in common, or do I have to wait till my turn?
You can. I suppose you could shout that out and come in like, hey, this is what the
Just
dragon
translate.
Yeah.
She's asking if we're friend or foe, and the thing is poisoning her lair.
She will respond back in common to show that she speaks common.
Oh.
Giant up next is the one with disadvantage. He's got disadvantage, but he's still not out. He's going to. He still looks like he's fighting because he hasn't taken any. Yeah, still fighting. He's going to grab that rock that he's been hitting you all with, and he's just going to toss that towards Undriel and Faywin, because you two are actually in a line, and Von's one off. Rolling Stone is a 5 foot wide line. Just going to bowl this stone towards you. So I need Undriel and Faywin to roll dexterity saving throws, please. Undriel rolled not high enough.
Yeah, I rolled a 14.
14's not enough either. Rolling Stone. Each creature in that line must make a dexterity save. Take in. Oof, where's my D? 10s. Oh.
Was Undriel close to passing?
No. 25 points of damage. As this huge boulder just absolutely flattens Undriel. But she doesn't look like she's dead.
Is she knocked out though?
She is not knocked out, but she's looking pretty weak now.
Okay.
She was weakened, but she wasn't at like half health or anything. That is his go. He's gonna throw that. I didn't have to worry about the disadvantage because it was a saving throw, baby. Undriel is up next. She's going to. Does she knock you prone? Oh yeah, you fall prone.
Me before, I think.
Yeah, it did. So she's going to stand up, step towards it, and just go with the staff to the back of the knees of this dude. That is an Undriel attack. She gets... Go on! Yeah, sweet. She hits. She wait for this big damage, guys. $10. Yeah! 10 points of damage, which is enough! I killed my almost. As Undriel swipes the legs underneath this giant as he falls back, cracks his head, and knocks down as she kind of realizes what's been going on with the non-lethal, and now is close enough to hit someone. Back of the legs, trips him up as he falls down, and that giant is knocked to 0.
Well done, Undriel.
We stand. That is the end of the round, and back to Otter on round 10. Technically, there are 2 people on the board that you are assuming maybe allies, maybe enemies, so we can leave it in initiative if you would like, or switch. The 2 that are knocked out will need something done to them beforehand, or something to happen. So up to you if you want to stay in initiative order. Otter, you are acting first. So it'll be Otter, Giant, and then Von, Zaga, Faywin, Arta, then the dragon.
I'm still in combat down the hole.
Oh yeah, there's a guy down the hole. How funny. Otter, you're up.
I will just say to the dragon, we are friends.
You say we're friends.
Yeah.
And she will reply back, friends, you come into my home and you take my possessions. These do not sound like friends.
That was not our intention.
Well, okay.
The kobold has a thing for trying things. He thought he was doing a good thing by retrieving it. He thought it was lost. But if this is your lair, if this is your thing, then we will leave it with you. And we were just coming here to save this one. And I point to
This one. As she turns and looks at Andriel. That doesn't seem like it helped the situation. Any action or bonus action or movement?
See, I told you Andriel was the Death Bloom, but no one believed me.
Oh, I said it as well. No, I'm not going to make any hostile action with that.
Cool. Lair action. You see the charm spell that went... that you didn't see go out, actually. You will see fog move up and around... Where's the lair? Magical fog billows around. So you see fog kind of rise. There's a bit of fog and steam that's moving around anyway. There's definitely down the hole. It's still completely fog covered. Kind of ripples out and goes towards the two downed... what are they called? Giants. The two ones you can see. The two giants that are there. As that rolls out towards them for the lair action. Cursed dude is dead because I've thrown him down a hole. Rovili will turn and kneel as he says, Grandomath, I'm sorry. I tried to help him. I tried to help Valanma, but something has got him. Something has changed him. The rest of them will just follow. Please do not punish us. These voices are killing my throat. I tried to save them, but we kept the orb safe. That was our number one priority. And she looks back and looks around at what's going on and says, we will discuss this. Really, once our friends have been assessed, now stand with me. And he turns and kind of like shakes awake the giant that is down nearest him and starts making his way round to stand to the side of the dragon. Down the hole.
Uses its whole movement to dance and can make a wisdom saving throw with an action, or if it can reach me, it can try and attack me with disadvantage.
I like to think it's doing the cha-cha slide on because it's not moving anywhere. Oh no, actually you got
Slide to the left.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, it would be able to reach you because he's got ranged attacks. He can just throw fucking shit at you, can't he?
Oops, upside your head is the one you're thinking of. Down.
Oops, upside your head.
I was thinking whip my hair back and forth as a follow-up.
The Macarena's one where you just stand still, isn't it?
Mark, I didn't. He spins.
No, you've got to shimmy and jump.
Yeah.
Oops,
I mean,
upside your head's when you're sat down and you're clapping and you put your hand on each side. Of the
I
floor.
mean, technically he's lying down, right? Because he hit the ground and has 0 movement, so he's been lying down.
He's lying down and dancing.
Yeah.
He's like a drunk toddler.
Throw. Do I just?
No many drunk toddlers?
Just toddlers in general have got like the limbs of like a drunk person, don't
Alright, he's throwing a rocket, yeah. As he's dancing, he's going to try and skim a stone up towards you. It's a disadvantage.
Yes.
I rolled quite well. That's a 23.
I'll try a cutting words.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm hanging onto the side of a wall.
Yeah.
So
Don't fall down.
I rolled a 6. So you said it was a 23?
I said it was a 33, I think.
It is a miss now.
Yeah, 23. 17 misses. Fuck it, throw again. It's just I'm using the spear attack. Weird. He took the dump spears.
God damn it.
He's got 2 throws. Go! Oh, no, I rolled a 2 on the second one. Okay, misses as he's dancing and trying to hit you with stones. You can see he's down there and knows you're there, and it's just launching these. And I say they're stones for you. They're like the size of your torso. These rocks that you're pulling out from the floor and just launching towards you. But yeah, that's all he can do. He's going to stay down because he can't fucking move. You're up. No, Von's up. Sorry.
Might
I
be a
will.
good time to heal people.
Yes, healing might be good. I've not got any good spell slots for healing very much. I will do a. First of all, I'll say to the dragon and giant, say, we just freed your friend here. We are friends. We have not come to hurt you, hurt your lair, steal anything. We was merely looking for our friend.
Give me a persuasion check.
The good old charisma of 0 plus 0. So that's a 9.
Cool. I'm sure that went really well. Yeah, as you shout, you can see that she is up again on the tail, but is allowing a Ravili to sit in front.
How far is that giant from me?
45 foot across the hole.
Okay, can I cast a healing word on him?
Yeah.
That's a kind of sign of like, look, we're
Yeah.
here to help. So he gets back 9 hit points.
9. Nice. As the healing magic goes out. Yeah, across the healing word across the void. Nice. Give me another charisma roll. A persuasion roll.
Fuck it. Oh, that is a 4.
Even better. Okay. Zaga, you're up.
Apparently someone was really charismatic up there having this
I
conversation.
know.
With a dragon.
I will climb down the
stuff.
last 20 feet.
Yep. Oh, give me.
20 to
Sorry.
roll again.
Give me a con save first. DC 10 for holding on.
4. I felt.
4. Okay, you fall the 20 feet. Yeah, just as your fingertips. You just don't have it in your fingertips. Hold on. 4d6. That's actually quite good. That's 14 points of damage as you fall down.
I am exactly bloodied.
Perfect. That's what I was going for. You explode.
I will use half of my movement to stand up,
Yep.
and then with advantage, I will swing my sunblade down at the guy dancing on the floor.
Nice.
28.
28 hits.
And that is 16 points of radiant damage.
16 points of radiant is enough to kill the giant at the bottom. The dancing stops.
I don't know. Do you want me to wait for my next turn before I try and loot him for the hat?
You can see that the helm is tucked into where they've got on their fronts. They've got like chains and things, and he's got like kind of like a loin clothy type thing. The helmet is like hooped round the front of his belt, so his hands are free to climb. So as he fell backwards, it's on the front of him here. That's why you couldn't see it when he
I
was
steal
climbing.
the hat.
Yeah. Sweet, you have the helm. Mark that for now. Down that you've got the helm. Nice. Anything else?
If we're staying in initiative, then I'll wait till my next go.
Okay. Phelan. Oh, I can probably take the intensity.
I would like to. Oh, I'm still scared of her, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll turn to face her then
Yep.
and just say, although my companions are unconvincing, we aren't here to cause harm, and I would like to kneel.
Ooh.
Oh, don't make that noise when I've said that. I thought I was being smart.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
That one twice. Here we go.
You are fucking kidding me.
You can't go on that one twice, surely.
I rolled a 5 and a 9, but I'm gonna use my thing. I'm just checking it. I think it's D4.
Yeah, it's D4s.
I'm gonna roll. Oh god, this could go so fucking badly.
You Oh yeah, you've got to roll to see if you get.
I'm gonna do charges. Yeah.
Yeah. How many charges are you going to use?
Oh. Am I allowed to know what the DC is?
No.
I was gonna do 2 charges.
Okay.
It's not enough. Can I choose to do another charge?
No.
So that's 3 and 1, so an extra 4. That's only 13.
13. Cool. And then you have got to roll
Yeah,
2d20s.
D20s, isn't it?
1 or 2, you have a surge. Is that it works? I think that's how it works.
Yeah, no, I rolled a 7 and a 6.
Okay, perfect. 13. Cool. As you kneel, you...
Intrachronic, if that helps.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, you... Yeah, they're very cage creatures. Okay, cool. We'll leave that. We'll hang that there. The giant that is confused starts to come to these giants that are up are non-aggressive now. You can see they look very confused as this one comes to his feet. That I will give them 1 hit point as you disarm them with non-lethal. Arta, you're up. You've kind of got a side view of the dragon as well. You can see fully that the entrance way over far.
That's what I was going to ask for. The entrance.
Still is covered. It looks like a wall of thorns and vines have kind of wrapped around outside. You can see in the middle though that definitely a giant and definitely a dragon couldn't get out of here. But if you guys could like fly direct up, you probably could get through and take only a little bit of damage. But you'd have to shoot straight through the middle of the donut hole. But it does look like it's being blocked to stop you running away.
I'm going to do heal on myself.
Yep.
70 hit points. And then I'm gonna sort of gesture towards the entrance and be like, "So, you want us to leave, right? If I should I start making a move, or I mean, I'm gonna be behind you. I don't know if that's freaky or to the dragon. I should clarify.
The dragon will look down in common to you as she notices you. As you see the wing, she almost gives you like a feint. If you imagine like fate in the backhand, as if you like, she does that with her wing towards you. It's like a bit of a warning, and then in common will say to you, "No, my friend, you've seen too much to just leave now."
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to brush myself off, and then I'm going to move close to everyone else.
Yeah.
Am I? I'm going to move 15 foot close to everyone else, round the side of the cage.
Back end of the cage.
I'm going to move around the side of the cage, give myself a bit of half cover.
Like, that's 20 foot, yeah. You're just like, yeah, I'll just stand here next to this cage here. That's fine. Nice. That's Artemis.
Bit of half cover.
Cool. The giant is going to get up the one that is behind you with very cold, frosted calves. I'll leave that disadvantage on there. And the dragon then is going to just back up slightly. And you can see that you can't see it actually. Yeah, she comes down to the ground, so the floating happens. The wings come in slightly. There is a less frightful presence being put up. Fabian, you need to roll for your frightened presence as well. As she kind of lowers herself down to land on her feet, bringing her stature down way below that of the giant now.
I only rolled a 5.
Okay, so you're still frightened. As she lands, you can see she like unfurrows from one of her paws and places down next to her, and then immediately wraps it up in her tail. Is that glowing orb? The center column here that was glowing that bright green is now just a grey smoke. It's just grey fog. There's no green coming from it or really emanating from it anymore. The water is kind of just looks clear. Actually, looks kind of clean water. It's quite nice. But yeah, as she places that orb down, the tail wraps round as she lands down on her feet, and then looks out towards Undriel and will say, thought we said you would never come back. You were dropped on your way and told never to return, yet here you are. As Andriel kind of steps out in front of you, Vaughn, and says, I'm sorry, but it was not my choice to come back. Your keepers, your friends here, released me and then brought me back. I had no choice. I did not want to come back here. As you see, the dragon kind of turns to look at Ravilli, and he kind of nods. Well, it seems we have much to discuss then. Let's all settle down and get to know each other like friends. As she looks towards Otter. Take a pee break there. She knows the dragon's down the bottom, the kobold's on the bottom and not alive. So before we have the chat, have a think about what you want to do, Zaga, when you are down there. You all know Zaga's down there.
Yeah,
well.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay,
next.
good. But yeah, she backs up far enough away that she has the door behind her, the entryway out. You can see that she has full eyesight of the cave, and she now has, you can see where these giants have got up, the three that are there. Ravilli is looking strong. He was only waterboarded. The other two are looking very confused and messed up, but are talking now. They're a bit like, oh, what? As they're trying to work out. One of them is just like, oh, a bit Jim, what's it called, Ace Ventura style. He's got two arrows in his tits, but they are moving around to kind of keep you close, but also surrounded. The giants are up, they are watching, but the dragon is down, not on the floor, and the wings are in slightly. Her frightful presence has been retracted somewhat due to the perception checks and what's going on here. So we'll take a little pee break, and then we'll come back. We'll see what Zaga's plan is for getting out of the hole. As you lot know, he's down there, and then see what you and the dragons have to talk about. Sweet as a nut. I'm going to calm this music down. Is this button I press? Nice. So yes, Zaga.
So I still have a level 4 spell slot.
Yep.
Because I knew I was going to have to get out of a hole. Zaga's going to dimension door up, and he's going to dimension door, funnily enough, towards the left-hand side of the map where the dragon is, because when he went down the hole, nothing was going on that side.
Yep.
Yes. So I'm thinking that little bit that's jutting out over there.
Yeah, like the like drop point that would be essentially.
Yeah, it is on the dragon's back.
I'm going to dimension door up, facing towards the hole still.
Yeah.
I'm going to look around, and as I slowly turn and see a big green dragon, Zaga is instantly going to drop to his knees. Not just drop to his knees, but like, you know when you prostrate yourself with your forehead on the floor?
Yeah.
And he's going to do that, reaching out with the new hat he just stole and present it to the dragon.
Nice. Okay.
With a look of absolute shock on his face.
Yeah. Yeah, because as you would come out, you just see all, like you've got the giants around, but your crew are staring back at you, and you would feel the presence of a creature this big behind you easily. Nice. So with the helm out, and the rest of you see that Zaga has the helm. This, again,
and Zaga will say something along the lines of, I bring you a gift, my lord.
Nice.
I just got this picture of like Zaga just scrabbling up, like the sound of rocks like hitting down the hole as he kind of scrambles up.
I think everybody else should be shocked that he's presenting his loot to someone else.
Yeah, you
so
see.
Faven is on her knees as well, so remember that, Zaga, please, for future reference.
Yeah,
she was nice to the dragons.
Two of you have nailed. Yeah, you see Faywin kneeling. You're like, what? So as you reach out, you kind of as low down as you can be, arms out with the helm shown. The rest of you can see that, Zaga has this helm, and in your hands it's freaking huge, right? There's this purpley glass front to this mask that holds the whole face. These dark obsidian black thorns. As the dragon reaches out with a claw and takes it from you and says, finally, a bit of respect. It's taken you a while and seems Interesting. And she takes it back and pops it. She goes to pop it down near near the other giant. I need these two things next to each other. Near Ravilli. And he almost cowers a little bit from it, so she kind of puts it the other side. So she drops it down to her left-hand side. From right-hand side. Left-hand, she's looking at the map. There, and just kind of leaves it on the floor. There's a wariness from her about this mask as well, as she looks to Ravilli, as he looks back and just like shakes his head at her.
Can I continue to speak?
Yep.
Zaga is in awe, and he will sort of be stammering a bit as he says, we thought there were no dragons left. Why are you not with your people?
I am with my people, but my people are not always the same. She looks, with the claw, kind of, as you're up looking, kind of gestures for you to at least take your upper body off the ground so she can look, and looks at your coloration and says, "Oh, I see you are one of Galeon's horde. How are things on Draka?"
We have not seen a dragon in many hundreds of years.
Would you know?
We believed you all dead.
Well, that's for the best, isn't it? Which is why it's a problem you're all here now. Some things are best left dead.
And then I'll say, I assume it was you that took the orb off me. I was just trying to keep it safe. The elf on her knees. She said it was important. She was yelling.
As you mentioned the orb, you feel like it's not like a weird. It's not how would you describe it. It's almost like saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. You feel her tense, like the wings tighten, as like a little puff of the poisonous smoke releases from this green dragon's face. As Ravilli kind of like winces a little bit. She says, "Yes, you should have touched the orb. The orb is a power beyond your comprehension."
I throw myself back to the floor and beg for forgiveness.
And she kind of takes a breath in. You just see it's like a snap reaction, the memory that you kind of jumped down. Anyway, the orb is safe now. My keepers are safe, and you appear to have done some good. As she turns towards Ravilli, and he's just kind of like slow nodding along. But, like I say, some things are best left dead and unknown. And now you are all here. We have a problem. So, what do we do about this?
If I may, my liege. Zaga's just going through honorifics now, hoping one sticks. If I may, we're here to find the orc lady because we're trying to kill the death bloom. You know what a death bloom is, right?
Yes, this death bloom, I've heard much about it from many travelers that pass through these lands, telling stories, pretending to be looking for things and actually bringing death. And she looks, when she says that, she looks towards Andriel.
Yeah, I don't trust her either.
Well, this device, this death bloom, this curse that is bestowing the land must be dealt with if we are to survive and keep ourselves hidden. So maybe we ally on one point, but... And she looks towards Ravilli here and is like, why is she back? And he steps forward and says, we did what you said, Grandmoth. We took her south. We dropped her off on her path. We secured the druid and made sure that she would be safe and had provisions and was told never to return. But it seems that whilst out, that we may have had some of us, and he kind of looks down towards the blood stain of where Valanma was, where she crushed this giant before, may have come into contact with this death bloom, and And you seen what happened. It took over quickly. They came back with a purpose, a different purpose to that than the one we worked to, and it wasn't long before all of the clan were acting under Valanmir's rule. This helm, as he points at the floor, seemingly giving him some power, and once I was restrained, there was nothing I could do. Grandma, please forgive me. I tried my hardest, but as part of that, they were sent out to collect the druid and bring her back here to be held. That's all I know. They were communicating silently between each other, and all I could work out is that after she was released, they were told to bring her back. And she like the dragon snorts a little bit of thing, not necessarily happy, I think, with the answer, as she looks towards Andriel and says, "Why are you here?" And Andriel will step forward and say, "Oh, how interesting." So for some of you, you're getting half this conversation. The dragon is speaking in Draconic to the giant, but common to you all. So you hear the dragon.
Oh, I was speaking Draconic.
Yeah, when you're speaking Draconic, it's fine. So those that don't speak Draconic, you're picking up bits. I'd say that you've got enough about you to understand when stuff's good or
I have
bad.
a question.
Yep.
Is there any loan words in Draconic? So they say like refrigerator.
Like Welsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like Spanglish.
Or most languages.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's any you'd pick up, and you've not learned any. I don't think you've ever put time in to learn certain words. So no, most of you don't pick up. But anytime the dragon's talking, the dragon is talking in common. So there's a story that comes back, and then the story goes over. Because that's what I realised when she was about to ask Andriel to corroborate, and Andriel doesn't understand what the fuck was just said.
Could I say to everyone except Andrea, so to Otter, Arthur, and Von?
Yep.
Are they within range that I could telepathically be translating? Not word for word, but kind of like he's telling them about the helm.
Well, Otter's got comprehend language up for another.
Oh, not
I'd
Otter.
say out loud, I said I know.
So Arthur and Von.
Arthur and Von. I won't tell Andriel because I'm not 100% sure about her at the moment.
Yeah.
And not word for word, but just kind of she's asking
the
about
gist.
the helm, the death bloom is.
Well, the dragon's speaking in common. So you understand the dragon. Everything the dragon, everything the giant
them.
said. Oh, okay. Everything the giant said, you wouldn't have understood. Well,
Yeah.
you would have understood, but they wouldn't have understood.
Yeah. So anything that is in Draconic, I will translate,
Yeah.
including
And
what
the-
Zaga said.
Okay.
When the dragon was speaking to Zaga, were they responding in Draconic if he was speaking in Draconic?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. It
Yeah.
was just more to
Yeah,
work
so just
out
a bit-
what I
it-
would have known at this point.
Yeah,
Not
you
that
would
I'm
have
gonna
seen
say
them
anything,
go.
'cause big scary
You'd have
dragon.
heard the Draconic language as well, so you would know that that's what they're speaking. But I don't think you'd have picked up. You'd pick up the gist of. You'd be able to pick up the tone and to pick up whether things were going good or bad. Essentially, the vibe. But yeah, when she flicks and talks to you all as an audience, she flicks back to common. So even after Zaga had done the initial handing over the helm, she would have then flicked back to common for the purpose of everyone. But why it's important is because she will then look to Andriel and say, "Why are you here?" I suppose assuming or knowing that Andriel did not understand what the giants heard. So what Andriel says and what the giant says, only those that, so Otter and Faywin and Zaga, only you will hear both sides without, and be able to compare them, essentially the same as the dragon. So Andriel is like, someone just said something in a foreign language and now she's been asked a question and she's got to answer the question. So Andriel steps forward and says almost like word for word what the giant had said, that she had stumbled, she stumbled into their trap, she was caught and brought here, and that's when the decision was made that she was safe enough to be released, that she asked to be released into the south because she wanted to make her way south to another ruin that her druid friend had gone to, and it was agreed that under the premise that she was looking out for the death bloom, this thing, and she was going to swear secrecy, that she would be released. She was released, and the dragons left, and less than a day later, they were back with one of them wearing this helm. She was captured, dragged back, and has been here now for a few weeks. She doesn't know why she was brought back. She didn't know what was going on. All she knew was she was released, and she assumed that the dragon had changed her mind. And again, you get a snort from the thing. So Andriel's story and the giant story, very similar.
Zaga will again perk up if he can and say, "If I may, my sovereign." Still going through honorific.
Yep.
And he will explain how they came looking for the orc lady because they travelled with her previously and she was as close to an expert on the death bloom as it came. And so for more information, we were trying to find her. And he will also point out that the antlers on the helm look very much like every time we've seen some kind of avatar of the death bloom.
She directs the question then to you to say, in Draconic, Zaga, I would say, well, so you know. And she was here and captured and swore secrecy. So how did you come looking? How did you find this druid? How did you stumble again? For us to have two unexpected sets of visitors is quite strange.
Zaga will explain about meeting or fighting the hunting party previously. And then a scrying spell that somebody else had cast, because Zaga never scries because it's rude and he's imposing himself on other people's,
Yep.
Basically he's sucking up. But somebody else cast scrying and saw her in a big cell and assumed it must be more giants, and so we came looking for giants.
Right. You can see that there's not any more aggression coming from the dragon, but there is an uneasiness about the situation, about how easy it was to find, how easy it was to have these people stumble across, the coincidence of many people turning up and promises not being broken, maybe that she would want. It's easier if someone breaks a promise, right? Because you can just punish them. But all of this seems a little bit too convenient. As she stops, kind of relaxes a little more, looks down at the artifact on the floor, the helm on the floor, looks back to her party and says, well, looks like we're in the same problem we had before. Unexpected visitors. People who shouldn't know we are here. Reveille.
Who's here? And then I realised that I've do the thing that I've trying to stop doing of saying silly things out loud, and then I cover my mouth after I say it.
Give me an insight check.
Oh, plus 10 insight. Let's go. That's a 2 on the dice. That's a 12.
12 isn't. I mean, it's above 10. It's not great. You get a look that you get a lot. You get a look.
I've covered my mouth.
You get a look from
Is it like an eye roll?
dragon. A bit like, the eye roll that you get. The look you get from the dragon with a 10 is like a very familiar one.
It was a 12.
Almost. But what do you mean with a 12?
You said with a 10. I got a 12. That's
10.
like 20% better.
Yeah, no, but not in my books. You see this look, and you recognise the look, but also the look isn't like super. It's not like a surprise that you were the one to say something stupid, which sometimes you get. You get like a more aggressive reaction to someone just saying something stupid out of the band. You know this is a dragon. It was a silly thing to say, but almost like it was expected from you. There's a little bit of that, like the eye roll that comes is like the same way that Faywin would eye roll you, notch that down by about 50% because Faywin expects you to say something stupid. So when you say it, it's just like, okay, you said it. Almost as you say it, you get the feeling that this dragon almost expected you to say something stupid.
I'm still going to cover my mouth, but in my
That's
head
fine.
I'm like, that was weird.
And then it sort of kind of quickly passes on and looks back. So, adventurers, tell me, what is your plan? Where do we go from here? Help me make the right decision.
I say in Draconic, well, we've got a death bloom to kill.
and its influence is strong. How have you, no offense, but if it's taken down my strongest guardians, how have you managed to survive so long?
I am the mightiest warrior of Draka.
You see she, like, under her breath, chuckles a little bit and says, why did Galeon pick kobolds? Okay, mightiest warriors. So you have survived this death bloom, this curse that has taken my strongest guardians. How do we ensure that we are remaining safe when you are out there killing them? What is your plan? Where do you hope to go from here?
Well, we need to ask the orc lady for more information, and then we continue to search. And then when we find it, we kill it. We think it may have something to do with vampires.
Draconic or common?
Draconic.
Okay.
Vampire has to be a loan word.
Is Faywin still translating to the rest of us?
Yeah.
Can Faywin have just said, "Oh God, he's mentioned vampires"?
I think
Telepathically.
you were translating quickly, and then the word vampires definitely is one that would not be a draconic word. So you'd get to as you're translating, you just hear the word vampires, you'd be like, fuck. Cool, that's in draconic. So those that don't speak draconic can't jump in and help with anything.
I mean, if vampires was in common, then
Yeah, the rest of you would have heard it. All I'm saying is, if you want Andriel to jump in, sorry, to be more direct, she is not being translated to, and she does not speak Draconic. So anything you've just said about her helping with a plan, she doesn't know. She's just waiting to be asked the question again and kind of just judging the room to make sure something bad doesn't happen. So,
will the dragon ask about vampires?
I think the word... how prideful. The word is not... I don't think she would ask necessarily about vampires, assuming maybe that you're wrong. I don't think she would want to be wrong, and also 100% you guys are wrong. So I think she'll just
if there's a look on the dragon's face, if there's a look on the dragon's face when I say vampire, I look kind of like, the fuck is he talking about? Zaga will go into more detail about vampires, you know, with the tentacles coming from space, the astral thing. They eat brains.
Eat brains. Okay. No. So this.
And at that point, Zaga will turn around in common and say, "Somebody help me explain vampires."
So you know when there's like a turning point where it's like, is this wild? You almost get the feeling that she's contemplating, should I just poison them all to death right now? Is that the worst thing? Like, this has been a long day and this might be easier. Like, what I'm doing now is difficult.
I've said it in common. If Bonbon could please chime in and actually explain vampires.
To Andriel, then, when he says that in common, I will give her a brief. The dragon was asking about what you've been up to, why you were here, why we were looking for you. And Zaga has told them that it's linked to the whole... Do we know the word? Do we know the real word for them yet, or is it just vampires?
You were told.
Yeah, we know mind flayers.
Mind flayers,
Okay,
because
then I'll say they're talking
wizards.
mind flayers now.
And Von Van knows the word intimately.
Does
no idea. What
I don't think Andriel knows though, because she was left before you went up to Allhearth.
Yes.
Yeah, she just knows that we had Zarkul's body.
Okay.
So when you said to her, she's like, "What?"
Samples of it.
Yeah, she will.
I was mainly looking to Bonbon to explain vampire.
She'll step
the
forward and say, "I don't know anything of these vampires that you speak of, but for my part, please, my plan is the same as my plan was before, Grandelmirth, that I just want to make it to the sites that my friend, my co-worker, the druid that came through before, that you had not seen. There is a crypt in Silverfoot that I was on my way to, but there is also a sacred site apparently in the north, a ruin in Whitewood, Either of these, we need to investigate to find out what he found. He was here looking for something, some kind of divine power, and he didn't find you. And I'm no offense, but you are not a divine power, as I understand, Dragon Lord. And she tries to repeat the word that you said a few times. Zaga butchering it the worst she could have butchered it. So she's like, that would be my plan, and if these this party is here to come with me, then that's where we would go, to Whitewood, to Silverfoot, to look for these crypts, for these divine sites, and retrace the steps of our druid colleague to find out where this death bloom is sat. It has a lair itself somewhere here. We think in the forest. The deeper into the forest we get, the stronger its presence is. So it's just about finding out where that is. We can keep you up to date or keep you well hidden, whatever is your preference, but that is where I shall be going from here.
And Zaga will chip in again and say, everything she said, but we believe, at least I do, that there may be some influence from the other plane with this thing that I call vampires.
And that's when I'll step in and explain our knowledge of mind flayers.
Aye.
Can I be keeping a look for her reaction to Von
Yeah, roll an insight check. But she is pretty difficult to read. She's a big old
I
dragon.
don't want to do an insight check on my end. I'm just going to assume that she knows what we're going to be talking about before we talk about it.
I rolled a nat 1, so I know nothing.
As Von, you go through and explain the link to the astral plane, that there's these creatures that are like otherworldly that have come in that are doing this thing. Not much is given up by the face of the green dragon, but she is listening intently to what you're saying. There is knowledge to be gained here, which makes you think it's new knowledge. Yeah. As you go through and explain, it's so hard. Dragons are so difficult. She listens to every word you say intently and adds nothing to the conversation. As you kind of finish going through the information, like who's behind it all, she kind of nods and is like, well, this sounds like a great evil is in play, and even more reason that we should remain protected and hidden here. This is an interesting set of circumstances these above-worlders have got themselves into. Sometimes people play with things they shouldn't play with.
Can Zaga cough and interject again? And he'll say something along the lines of all-powerful ruler this time. This is why we have to kill the Death Bloom. You're in this forest. There is nowhere safe in the forest until it's dead.
She looks at Rivili, and he is like, you can see that there's a fear in his face, not of just like, oh, you guys being here, but just of everything that's being like said and shared around. Rivili has a basic understanding of common. You can see he follows some of the common that goes back, follows all the draconic, but doesn't pick up everything. So he's just left like hearing odd words that he knows that are not probably good words, and his appearance as a massive giant. I've just seen Zaga's mini next to him. It's like Zaga is his entire body is like the size of his head. But you can see that this giant is afraid of like the situation they're in. Well, we can give you safe passage to one of these places, but I think my fear now is that my keepers and myself are not safe. This helm, this curse, this death bloom, if it is to possess those that live within the forest, that are attuned to the forest, then I am not safe here, and I would not want to be turned. My power used without my mind would be incredibly dangerous. We can
Maybe you should go to Draka.
God. Draka is not my home, little kobold. It is the horde of Galeon and his horde. Galeon has his people, and I have my people, and she kind of gestures out with one of her arms towards the giants. We have a very important task, and these keepers, these giants, my friends, they are my people. But I must keep them safe. We can provide you safe passage to one of these sites, preferably to the north. It sounds safer than that to the south, where we have encountered this artifact, this cursed item. Please feel free to take the cursed item. I do not want it anywhere near me or my people. And I think we will keep ourselves safe and hidden in the forest until we know more. I would ask you keep me informed of your progress, and if I need to move, I move my people.
May we rest here for the night to recover?
Oh. She. Ooh.
Also, I have something else that we should probably discuss privately.
She looks. You can see she hesitates for a second and then looks again at Ravelli, who's scared, and says, I think staying here, we will close the cave, and you can stay here for a time. I will have to find a place to relocate the orb temporarily. But yes, I think that is the least we can do in this predicament we find ourselves in.
Faywin, are you translating that? In common.
Faywin in common, because the dragon hasn't known that she's telepathically translating, will matter between draconic and common to be like, oh, the dragon says that we can. And then I'll look at the dragon and say, you said that you'd like us to keep you informed. How is it best to do that if
It's
you're
not giving you sending stones.
going to be hidden?
Are you wielders of powerful magic, are you not?
Some of us are.
If not, leave messages for me in the town of Amberstead. I believe you know it well.
The one where they lied to us?
I'm not sure we're welcome there.
Can I do an insight check?
Yep.
Because I have a sneaky feeling she's the old lady. Oh, with my brilliant +1. Yeah, 5. Fuck it.
You think she's the old lady, but then you're like, how can an old lady be a dragon? That doesn't make any sense.
I must have heard rumors of dragons shapeshift.
Yeah, you would have had rumors of dragon shapes.
She's got the same fucking voice.
My name is Grandelmeth, which sounds a lot like Gran Elma.
Grandma. Oh my goodness.
I think if you leave a message, that'll be fine.
And Zaga says, and that other thing that I want to discuss in private?
We have a whole evening to discuss. Let us get settled. Let you start to rest and let my people rest from their wounds. We will set you up in one of the tents. It should be big enough for you all. And then says to Ravelli, please, let's get some food on the go. Let's look after our guests. As she
Do you have any
relaxes,
duck? I say to Ravelli in Draconic.
they're in the middle of a forest. He's like, no duck, but we have some good bird, some strong bird meat if you want some bird meat.
Bird, I'll try other birds.
Big birds in the forest.
Zaga feels comfortable then.
Yeah, he looks over and he's like, Iron here. He's quite the hunter from the air. As they stomp round and then realize that they walk much quicker than you do. As The giants kind of usher you into the bottom corner. The dragon will dive down the hole with the
Can I go
orb.
and collect my hat again?
Yes, if you want to collect the helmet. Yeah, she is not touching that helmet.
Yeah, she said she didn't want it.
Yeah.
I will collect the
Yeah, as you
helmet
collect it.
that's probably as big as me.
Can I please roll
that's pretty big.
wisdom so that I'm not scared in this really
Yeah,
small
the
cave?
frightful presence will have. It lasts for a bit, but yeah, it will drop naturally after
Okay,
a certain
great,
time.
thank you.
Would say you'd be roll every 6
Seeing-
seconds. You can roll. At some point, you'd roll a 19.
Seeing Zaga go over to the helm, I will
Mhm.
say to him, Zaga, we're going to hand that over to Bo with the other stuff.
What?
We
What's
need
Bo
to
gonna do with
research
it?
it. We need to research it the same way we did the hat before.
We just can't tell Bo where we got it from.
He's just gonna look at it. That's all he's gonna do. He doesn't need it.
Neither do you, Zaga.
I can sell it.
No.
Zaga looks annoyed.
I think so. The dragon's down the hole, right? So she's not
Yeah.
there necessarily. So to the group then, I'm all for giving Bo the artifact, but we need to get our story straight about where we got it, because we can't say that we've been here. That we need to be careful as to what we do share. Essentially saying that we can't just be like, hey, there was a dragon, lol, and
I mean,
she's hiding.
of course you wouldn't mention the dragon to Bo.
Well, I'm just making it clear, Von Van.
Here we go.
Oui. Some things never change.
So yeah, shall we get settled and get some food and get ready to rest for the night?
Yeah.
I
Say
would
to
say
everyone,
this-
remember to say thank you to the dragon for letting us stay.
I want to
Remember your manners.
I want to see how this works out between Von and Faywin.
I know that's all she was saying. Just
wonder if Von has a return.
I just can't be bothered with it. I would just go and walk off and just start resting somewhere.
yeah.
So yeah, you get set, and they set you up in like one or two of the dragons' own individual like campment areas, and they are enough to sleep like 3 of you. So yeah, there's ample enough space for you to get set up and
I
really
keep reminding people to watch their manners, and especially say it to Faywin and Von because they're elves.
Are you forgetting, Zaga?
Watch your manners around the dragon.
Are you forgetting, Zaga, that as soon as the dragon spoke, I knelt? I think I have no problem with my manners. Thank you very much.
Oh, he
Joseph
didn't
would
see
have
you
no-
kneel, so he
Yeah,
probably
it's
just
like I
thought
was,
you was like you fell down.
Saga, you roll a history check for me.
History.
Yeah. You're not the most stupid.
16.
16. You are pretty sure you've heard a rumor that like green dragons, forest dragons, like eating elves.
As I recall that, I giggled to myself.
So you're kind of like, yeah, you can be like all you want, but I'm pretty sure.
Watch
they-
your manners, because Jilly just...
You're pretty sure you've heard a rumor.
She likes snacking on elves like I like snacking on ducks. At least as far as I know.
Nice. So, you'll get set up. You'll get the Revilli and the guys. They put food on. They start cooking out. There's like lots of large game, deer, salted meats, big vegetable things cooked on big like barbecue grill type things. That they funnel the smoke out in this kind of back end of the cave. And they sit down and kind of let you take whatever meats and stuff you want, help you take some of it down. Obviously, they're just chunking into big old, like full legs of elk, which probably is a bit big even for some of you
Elk.
guys.
They're eating elk.
You like to eat elk, right? Elk, stupid, bloody tiefling. And then you sit down and have meals. So you are resting up. The dragon will reappear without the orb after about 20 minutes or so, just as you get settled. And you and will explain that she's not going to stay. you will stay here, but she needs to leave and go out. So if there's anything you want to discuss directly with her, to discuss now, she wants to get sure of your plan, so she can make sure that the giants are aware of it, and then she's going to disappear. She's not going to sleep the night here.
I just wanted to ask her if she had any idea, as far as she's aware, where the death plumes are strongest in the forest, as to where it might be.
No, she is a bit brilliant about it, but would guess from the information you've got and from what happened that deeper in, the further south you're going, the stronger his presence seems to be. And if Andriel is looking to go to Whitewood or Silverford is deeper in, so is likely more dangerous.
Okay.
But yeah, but she doesn't know enough. She doesn't know everything she's learning about it. She's learning from you guys.
No, that's pretty much what I expected. It's just where she felt it was strongest.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody else has anything they want to ask, does anybody else want to ask the dragon anything?
Faven was going to ask her some generic dragon questions just from a nosy point of view. But
you'll also have the chance to spend time with the giants, who will know certain stuff as well. So the giants will be able to
I
tell
might
you
do it
a
through
bit of
that
their
rather than
story,
through her.
and they'll be able to tell you. They'll be able to tell you from their perspective why they're here, what all the other stuff is that makes sense. But if there's something specifically you need her to answer.
I'll do it with the dragons then, Saga. The giants, sorry.
Zaga will move towards the dragon and nod his head to like get away from everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And as they get some privacy, like, what can you tell me about a dragon called oh shit, what was his name? Skaldarin? Skaldarin?
What do you know of Skaldaris?
That one! He's in a mask!
He's in a Skaldaris has been captured inside. Skaldaris was one of the strongest red dragons that we've.
He tried to take my body!
Sounds like Skaldaris. You say he's in a mask?
He's in a mask! This ugly hag has him!
Wow. The great Skaldaris is owned in the mask by a hag, and this hag is where?
You know Jenny? She lives somewhere in the forest near the north.
In my forest. Jenny, this forest hag is quite...
He made me put the mask on, and then Skaldaris. Him!
Yes.
He was in my head, and he was making me eat elves.
Yes. I mean, it's not a bad thing. But you've done well to not be possessed. There's no more...
Well, yeah, we beat him up.
You are quite formidable as a group. Kobold, how did you find yourself so far from Draka?
Well, I came looking for my bagpipes. I show her the bagpipes.
You have traveled quite far.
My idiot brothers gave them away.
And how is Draka?
Cold. You know, it's home. It needs a dragon.
Don't most places, but don't always...
There aren't many candidates.
Don't always... You don't always want to get what you wish for, little kobold. Okay. Skaldaris is in a mask held by a queen. Okay. Well, I am unfortunately unable to do much with that, but I shall keep an eye on the hag. I am aware of her, of course. Check that this mask doesn't fall too far outside, but I am here with my own quest. But it's good to hear that the people of Draka are back on their feet. The Fallen Conquest was quite the hit to you and your people. I'm happy to see you're bouncing
You can help
back.
us get our mountain back.
I wish I could, little Cobra. Like I say, some of us are on paths that...
Would he help us get our mountain back?
Likely, yes. If it's a volcanic, definitely. But then he would probably make you all slaves.
That doesn't sound good.
Doesn't. So some people like it. I mean, over the years, Skaldaris has had quite the hordes, quite the clans, raged quite the wars, I think. So up to you. I have a very different cut from Galeon.
Are you the grandma in that village that I spied on?
She looks at you and you see the same... You know you're in that staring competition with her?
Oh, yeah.
You see the same eye scowl down. She says, of course not. And then winks. I have my people, like I've said. There's a little group. We protect ourselves here, but clearly my protection is not enough. If you can defeat this Death Bloom and keep this curse away from me, then that is good. I would not like to be fighting you on the wrong side of this curse.
Of course I can defeat it. I'm the greatest warrior of Draka.
Oh, there we go.
I'm the vampire slayer.
These vampires also worry me. Oh. But you sound like you've got it all under control. Draka doesn't need
Is there anything you
dragon
could
if
give
it's
us
got
that would
vampires
help
there.
us? I know dragons are powerful and wise. And orders.
That we are. Unfortunately, the thing I hoard is not for use for you all. I will see what I can muster. There's not much I have, and I've been... Well, I haven't been in this form for quite a while, so let me see what I can get the giants to muster for you, but it won't be much, unfortunately. I've been living quite a solitary life.
You sure you don't want to go to Draka?
A bit cold for my liking.
Fine. And Zaga will turn around and go back to the others.
I was hoping when Zaga mentioned his brothers, you could say, I've heard the Skeld Symphony.
Jesus,
That would be really annoying.
Yes, the Skull Symphony. We have a LP of them right here. Nice. So, Grandelwulf comes back, having with you all eaten, and wishes you safe journeys, that the giants will take you safely as far as they can, that they feel safe and comfortable doing so, and that is up to Rivali, and what he says is final. He's in charge here. And she hopes to hear good news, but she will be continuing to keep her people safe and her small part of protection on this part of the forest. But yeah, if shit goes down, she wants to know about it so she can be safe. You also, like, bar being in here, you get the feel that, that as a forest dragon as well, she has some ability to manipulate layers, manipulate the local area, that she is able to fight off in a small area the Death Bloom's presence, that the giants have been safe here for a very long time, and it's only when they left that area that they came into problems. So her protection probably covers like 1 or 2 hexes, and the issue came because these giants strayed further, and all of a sudden, poops, they got caught. So she seems to be able to protect and stave off. She's strong enough to stave off the Death Bloom's curse in smaller areas. But yeah, she will wish you luck on your journey. Again, ask you to keep in touch, and then will disappear.
Before she goes, I just want to say to her, I just want to pass on our apologies to the village. Hopefully you understand our good intentions. You know, as we've helped out your guardians here, we meant no ill intention to the village. We were just simply, as you know, searching for the Death Bloom
And doing so in quite the manner. Well, I shall pass on and let them know that you may be coming back through, and it's fine, and you will be far more polite than you were before. Maybe
Indeed.
next time think about who might be watching.
I do have a question, actually. It's not a silly one this time. There was ruins outside of town to a unknown deity. All of the names and symbols and stuff, they're all kind of scratched out. Do you know what deity that temple was in worship of?
Unfortunately not. Divine is not my area of expertise. Why have a god when you can be a dragon? Am I right? Looks at Zaga. But there are many of these ruins dotted about the border forest. I have been here since, well, around the time of the end of the war. So I did not see what came before. But you are on the track. Your friend here, the druid, has a few of them already in mind. So you will find that many around this area worshipped whatever this god was. All I can tell you is that it doesn't seem like it was a very forgiving god, shall we say. One of the ones that sits on the bordering of the evil side, potentially. But each their own. Divine power is very confusing.
Don't think you could ever call a god purely evil, because they're so omnipotent that it's more. That's a philosophical question. I don't do philosophical questions.
Don't yak another's yum.
And then I realise that I don't have the power today to use my Temple of the Gods and put it in the corner, and I'm upset.
Restart the clock. Day 1 from tomorrow.
No, it needs to be in the same place.
Oh, does it?
for
Oh, I thought you just
365
cast every day.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, that's
Sorry.
when in the garden,
Yeah.
next to the allotment, I'm going to have a small,
Okay.
large temple
Well, I don't mind.
of my
you day 1 every time.
3-story end terraced house.
So down the tunnel is where or down that kind of well area is where the dragon bids you adieu and disappears down to. She does not come up via the hole. That thorn wall has cleared. The stone has been placed back over and fixed. The giants went up and fixed it. So you are sealed within this cavern now. This like hum and this glow. The green disappearing though. There are fires that are lit and natural light that comes through. The orb is not placed. Has not been replaced down on that plinth. Has been placed somewhere else where there is no shine to be seen. But yes, the dragon has gone about their business. Leaving you with the giants as they are recovering. And yeah, you can see there the leader, and has been told, as you have been told, is Ravili, who is the leader of these giants.
Are we able to take a long rest? I don't think I have anything to discuss.
Yeah. Unless anyone wants to do anything with spells this evening to use them up, then you can take a long rest. It's only if you want to use spells before you rest. But yeah, you are in a safe space.
Can I check something?
Mm-hmm.
With my Kadir longbow,
Mm-hmm.
I have the ability to absorb a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to be like a damage or a heal spell? Or it's second level or lower?
Yeah.
So it would probably be one of them. Okay, cool.
I think it does. Yeah, because the idea is that you fire it out. So
Yeah, and you catch it in.
so you're catching the spell and then you're firing the spell, but you fire the spell via an arrow. So depending on what the spell is, you could maybe have other ones, but you'd have to make it work.
Okay, that's fine.
So if we could explain how you could catch that spell and fire that spell from an arrow, it could be, because it could be like a fairy fire or something that you could work as well. So we couldn't make something work, but just think you've got to catch it and then shoot it.
I could Eldritch Blast into it and it'd be a force.
Yeah,
arrow.
Eldritch Blast, you're doing it. Yeah, I don't think you could like put a scry in an arrow and then fire the arrow. That wouldn't work.
That'd be nice though.
That would be nice, but yeah, it would be something that you could fire off. But it could be an area of effect or something else that we could definitely flavour up.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I have a quiz for both the giants and Andriel, so other people can do their bits.
A quiz.
Like, well, obviously it's going to be.
I'm going to sit down and watch this episode of Countdown.
Yeah. Question 1.
I was going to take Undreal aside to ask a couple of questions.
Can Zaga do the theme tune on his bagpipe, please?
No. I don't listen to bagpipes. The greatest sound of all the instruments. Nice. Where do you want to start with, Andriel or the giants?
Is Von Van taking Andriel away from everybody else to have this chat, or just in general?
Yeah.
Oh, druids together. Interesting.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want to speak to Andriel first, then, and then we can
I'll
say
let
I'm
you.
speaking to the giants at the same time?
I'll let you speak to giants first.
Okay. If Faywin notices you're speaking to Andrea without her, she'll be fuming, which is what I thought. If she's working with the giant, she won't notice you've snuck off with Andrea if you want to play it at the same time. I'm trying to save you from being shouted at. I'm just saying.
It's going to happen either way.
I'm giving
so
you a way out
whatever.
to not get shouted at straight away.
I want to point out that Zaga still has his new big hat, despite what the others said, and he's long resting with it.
Are you identifying it at all, or are you just gonna hold on to it?
I can identify it if I spend time with it, can't I?
You have to spend time with it by putting it on.
So
the way you identify without casting identify is to use the item. So you like. Get
I don't know if I have the ability.
I can spend an hour to reattune to my wand and then identify it.
Yeah, you've got enough time. Yeah,
and then just spend another hour to reattune to whatever I de-attune with.
Yeah.
I mean, I could.
I have identify.
No, Zaga's got his hat. Don't worry.
It just means you've got. You're just.
I mean, we will know that you've got that hat and not let you put that on.
You have to go.
No, I'm going to use the identify spell to identify it after I reattune to my wand. While you guys are chatting up Andrea and the giants.
Yep.
Okay. My questions for the giants are going to be purely for lore base. So the questions are around how did you come to follow the dragons? Where and then so it's around that I kind of wanted to get a bit more background on. And then my other one is something separate for them. Okay. I don't know if you want to do that one first.
Yeah. Yes. So the giants will explain. It will be Ravelli as well, who will go through. He is. You can see now that they're kind of in the light of the fire. They're eating. They look a bit happier. You can see he looks old. He must be older. He must be the oldest of them here. Give me a history or nature check. Faywin.
It's dirty 20.
You know that there were many different types of giants. Like they across the known encyclopedic universe, there had been lots of different types of giants, but no one really had huge amounts of details. You know, on Ashling, the giants that were more prevalent were stone giants and hill giants, and then they're the ones that kind of lower form down to become Goliaths, which by Goliaths have the kind of same skin color as these giants here. So these must be stone giants. Stone giants can live for stone giants must be able to, and you're pretty sure stone giants, there's stories of stone giants that go back so far in time that they must live comparable ages to elves. They must be able to live up to the 700, 800, 900 years. And as you're looking at Ravelli and his I've written his name down and I've said it so many times and I still get confused by it. Ravelli. You can see scars. You can see that the tattoos of the red. They have the red painted, almost like their head is part dyed from the grey to the red. You can see that he is covered in scars and covered in cuts and covered in old healed wounds. You think he might have been around for the Fallen Conquest? If he's old, if he's 700, 800 years old, he's at similar age, could be similar age to Joralf, the head of the Commonwealth. And the other ones look a little bit younger, maybe, but then again, younger could be 500 years, 600 years. Could be they were very young at the time of the Fallen Conquest, you're not quite sure. But he definitely looks scarred, war-torn, weary, and looks older than the others, but he's bigger than the others as well. And he explains using the runes from the puzzle that were carved into the stone there, to talk about the kind of four, as they say it for their clan, the four big movements, the four big moments of what made them or turned them into the giants they are today for their clan. So the first one is what they call the Frost Shame. And they explain that jagged mountain split by the curling dragon, the Wing of Ice, is at the time of the Fallen Conquest, they were on the side of the humans. That they were here long before the humans. They were the first inhabitants of actually probably with dragons secretly, and then humans came in, and then all the other races came in. But then it was the giants and the humans for a long time, and they kind of worked together. But the giants found their lands they want to spend time. They want to spend time on their own with their own people. They're happy for other people to be on land, but they found the humans spread spread out wide and just encroached on the giants' land. The current Goliaths live in a country called Alba, which is in the southwest of the South Country, and they live on for Goliaths, for bigger creatures. They live on such a small part of land, and there's not a huge amount of them there anymore. And the humans just kind of pushed. A lot of that came after the Fallen Conquest when the giants were killed, but they were on their side, fighting against the dragons, fighting against the Dragonborn, fighting against the intruders to the island, because they made the deal to keep their part of their country. And in the Frost Shame is a lot of the giants on losing their king to the dragon, and in killing the last dragon of the island, that the giants took a huge amount of guilt from that, and that's what caused them to kind of despair. There was so much guilt. They were guilt-ridden from what they'd done and what their part in that war was, that where the elves turned and created the Commonwealth and turned it to good, the giants just are almost like self-imploded. They carried too much with them. And this clan have this rune to always remember the killing of Galeon, the killing of the Ice Dragon, and the shame of that war. The next one they go through and talk about is they call it the Stone Warding, which is their redemption, the start of their redemption. Which was a stone giant kneeling before a wormling, so a serpent-like dragon. And this was their clan on moving south, on their way back south from the war that happened mainly in the northeast of the country. They've got to come all the way down to the southeast of the country. They got to where is now the border forest, and found or came into, whatever their circumstance was, the green dragon, and pledged in finding another dragon alive, pledged their servitude to this dragon. So they swore that this was a sign that they'd found another dragon, and that they were going to swear an oath to protect this dragon, that their job now after the guilt was to protect the dragon going forward, and they call that the Stone Warding. The next one is they talk about their bond. They call it the Verdant Pact or the Verdant Bond, which is where it became less of an oath that they made, and as the years went on, it became this like deep pact that the dragon and them were one. They became part of the dragon's people, and this is where their stone nature became more forest based. The green dragon gave them their ability to live and to flourish in the forest. They're stone giants originally, but they're now stone forest giants. They've got this like weird, their ability to hide, to hunt, to disappear within the forest was all gifts and taught by the dragon. So that bond enabled them to become a different kind of sort of people, learn new skills, and it's that fusion of stone and nature. When they become forest guardians, they kind of go through an oath of servitude and actually now come out the other end with some pride. They have something to be proud about. And then the last one he gets a little bit sheepish on, which is called the Orb Heart. And the rune you can see is this radiant sphere that's interlocked with a dragon hand and a giant hand. And he just explains it as that's their sacred charge. That is what the dragon wants them to do. They guard the orb with their lives.
Okay.
But he kind of brushes over it quickly, but doesn't give you any more detail than that.
I won't push him on it.
And then, yeah, as he looks around, obviously you killed quite a few of the hunters, but there's dwindling numbers of them. You get again that if some of these were, a lot of them maybe were around at the time as he points through. He definitely was there at the time of the Fallen Conquest, but the others were moving back, were much younger giants who have grown up here. But you can see their numbers are dwindling. You also don't see any females.
I was about to say, are there no girl giants around?
As you look
Can
around,
I ask him about that?
Maybe they're like girl dwarves and that they've got beards.
They're sexy. The one that you stabbed in the tits was actually a girl. Yeah, as you ask, he gets a little sheepish with the question. He's a little embarrassed. But no, there are no...
I ask it politely, just to be clear.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, there are no female giants as part of this clan. So they live for... So even Grandelmath will know that their guardians... That this was a great plan, but it has a life cycle. She has a life cycle. I mean, dragons live for a very long time. But yeah, she knows that giants, unlike kobolds, will live for a very, very long time. So you've got a small clan, have it be a long living clan. But difference is kobolds shag and produce lots of offspring, so you end up with more of them. So depending on which dragons pick for their groups, depends on the size of their clan. But yeah, a little sheepishly, he's like, essentially, this is them. Once the last one dies, the forest guardians are gone.
Okay. Is there any chance that they could meet other giants in other clans and they could
Potentially,
cross-pollinate?
because of they're a bit monk-like in the way they describe this. They came away. They were essentially young, some of them young soldiers, some of them more old soldiers. There's probably some that have died off who were older before, but Revelli is now the clan leader. These were giant warriors that went to war, that lost their king, that realized they were on the wrong side, and from that guilt they became monk-like, saw a chance at redemption, took it, and that was enough for them. Just doing this is enough to individually cleanse each of their spirits, their souls, to enable them to be able to be buried and to be happy in death and the afterlife. So that is what they're going to do, and they don't really think about anything else. They're not pining to go and procreate. Their lives were over when that dragon died. They were given a second chance. How lucky they are.
And that's what they live to serve for.
Yep.
Now. Okay. And then my other question is, I'd like to think that was more conversational, but that's good.
Yeah, it'd be pointing at you and showing you. They're very proud to show off their rooms because they're. I mean, I assume if you get Jehovah's Witness, right, and you start asking questions, they're gonna fucking love it. So they go through, and he's very happy to explain the story and why they do what they do.
Cool. And then my other question to him is, we were in the forest, and I will recall whereabouts in the forest we were, and we tend to keep watch. And I think we were being watched by giants. I've never seen a giant in real life before until obviously today or the other day. I wondered whether that was you or your clan that were keeping an eye on us. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to know if there were others in the area or if it was just going to be them as the forest guardians.
No, they protect the town of Amberstead.
Got it. So that's who was watching us to make sure we weren't going to do anything bad. Perfect.
They keep an eye on all. That's what they said. They keep an eye on all travellers, and which is why it's very. They don't get very many visitors. He will say they watch and they don't interact most of the time. Amberstead maybe gets a few travellers, but to have 3 groups of travellers all asking the same things in quick succession is very suspicious. So he knew that Grandelmath was on tenterhooks, was asking them to be more vigilant in the area because of coincidences.
And when do the people of Amberstead know about their existence and know that Grandma is a dragon? Obviously, I don't know that Grandma is the dragon because Saga had that conversation elsewhere.
He doesn't.
Or is it like a select few? Because I know that
maybe he doesn't know the answer. All he knows is they know that the giants exist because they've protected them. They've saved them before. They tried for a long time to not be seen, but they also hunt the same game. They are on the same land, and Grandameth provides for them all. But they are the protectors, and he would actually like try and recall and think back and ask a few of them to recall the last time they remember seeing Grandameth in dragon form.
Got it.
And it being like a long time. Like they find it very difficult. Like they're estimating in years the last time they saw the dragon in dragon form.
Got it. Thank you very much, Ravioli. What are you called?
Oh, after all of that, you get my name wrong.
Ravoli?
Well, she said if I was disrespected, I could kill you all. Okay.
No.
Ravili. R-O-V-I-L-L.
I didn't write it down very well.
Ravili. I said it wrong 3 times as well.
Can't believe you gave Ravili as like a nickname.
Ravili.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Don't do it. I will drop you down as well. Cool. And yeah, but they'd be doing that over sharing with you food and drinks and whatever else as they rest up. Cool. As that's happening, Andriel is working on bits.
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, I was gonna just
Fuck you.
rather than bore the rest of the group, kind of update Andriel on what is going on with Bo and stuff about the research and whatever. But is whether I was going to do that before the rest of the group speak to her or after is the question, because
To you.
Are you asking us out of character?
so I'll just let's have the other conversation first with her, and then I'll take her aside separately to explain what's going on.
I was going to say,
But-
the last time we spoke about her before we were worried about her safety, etc., was that we found out that she'd lied to us about her intention. And so we don't actually know, right? This is me just clarifying out of character.
Well,
We
I mean,
We know that she's gone looking for runes, but she completely lied to us about what she was doing, where she was going. So
I mean, she may have been heading to Lake Morgana because it was Jenny who told us that.
yeah, but
she
we
lied
don't
to
know.
us.
We don't
No,
know.
exactly. That's why I said
So I don't know if-
afterwards to
yeah.
get an idea.
Start absolutely interrogating her. Before.
I mean, don't go full hog interrogating her. Either
Well,
way.
there's going to be some sass, but not the whole level, not like a Von Van level sass.
Oh, so there will be sass then, because
Just a little, half sass.
So much sass.
She can't
Famo's not
change who
going to
she
go
is.
like, you lied to me. It's not going to be like that.
Oh,
But she's going to be
I thought
feeling
that's
it
how
on
you
the
start the
inside.
conversation. I was like, well, that's
we shall see.
No,
it's kind of sassy. Cool. So you guys, so as this is going through, you've had the conversation, you've all eaten. Andriel is, ooh,
does she look awkward?
she, maybe a little bit. I think she is
Good.
sat with you all in a group. She's not distancing herself in any way, but she has been here and been a prisoner here twice with these giants and was released and then brought back, and now you guys are here and it's been like, clearly you were looking for her. So but she also, on the flip side of that, you can see that, I would say you can see that she's a bit awkward but also has a lot to say. There's a lot where it's like, oh, it's good to see you, but also how are you gonna, it's like, I'm happy to see you, but also you're gonna treat me really weird because I've been finding stuff out, sort of. So there's a awkward shufflingness, nervousness about her as she is eating and listening to the conversations of the giants. So, who wants to start with Andrea? Not a fight. Well, unless you do.
Oh, who's been good cop and who's been bad cop?
Yeah.
I
Does
think we know how that's going, don't we?
does everyone
Both.
think? It again is a bit out of character because I don't want Fayon to go full brat, but it will definitely happen. Do you think getting her information first, as much as she'll give before we give stuff back, might be the better way? Because then throughout we can all insight or compare to what we know. A bit like what the dragon did with Draconic and then speaking to her in common.
Honestly, I just want to see the Faywin and Von Van cop movie, bad cop scenario.
The good cop, bad cop.
I don't want to ruin it, but as much as I would like her to be a brat, she is going to be pissed off with Andriel, so probably will be like when
Yeah,
Zach
you
lies
need
to her.
a good cop with you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
no. You're not hearing what I'm saying. When
Well,
Zaga was a brat about scrying, Faywin didn't say anything for a really long time and then erupted. And so this is probably going to be similar, where Andrea will say something probably in a few days' time, and then Faywin will be like, "Yeah, but you lied to me, you little rat."
Oh, okay.
So just to
So she's not going to ask any questions.
make it clear, well, she might ask questions, but she's not going to be like, "Oh my god, you absolute rat bag! I can't believe you did that to me." BFFs. What does that even mean? All of that stuff. Just to make everybody calm that I'm not about to start initiative with
Yeah, that's
Andrea.
that fine. Okay. Sweet.
I'll even mute so that I don't
Oh
get
wow, you're actually muting. Okay, so I think then, yeah,
Muting, more like mutiny.
noticing the weird turn where you are all looking at Faywin and Faywin is just refusing to say anything. I think Andriel has got enough insight to pick up that something weird's going on. So she will kind of finish her food and put it down and say, "It's very good to see you all. I feel like I've dragged you into something that is crazier than I could have ever imagined, and I just want to thank you for coming to my rescue. If that is true, if that is why you are here, and I'm sure you have some questions."
I mean, yes, we do. We're.
But before you start, Bob,
Mm-hmm.
did the letter to Bryn have a kiss on it?
Are you in a relationship?
I thought you were on mute. The letter. It was an envelope. You didn't get the letter. You just got an envelope.
Did it have a
Yeah,
kiss
we
on
only
it?
Did you have a kiss on it? No. She's like, what? What are you talking about? What?
And I just look at Faye and just like,
You come all of this way to ask me if an envelope had a kiss on it?
No.
Oh.
yeah, sorry, but couldn't resist.
Something's gonna change.
We've been in the forest anyway. Aside from finding you, obviously finding you is part of it, and rescuing you is part of this. But I mean, we're ultimately here to fight the death moon. We've been trying to do some of our own, some research on it as well. We've fought it a couple of times. There's the common goal of stopping this. So any more information you can provide to us as well will be fantastic and help.
Well, so you haven't explained the bow situation, have you?
Not yet, no. I wanted to kind of get trying to play it off as our own research first of all, and then go into the more detail later.
So, I have been traveling, chasing the footsteps of Bryn, like I had said before, to find out what he had found out and where he had gone. Ultimately, he was asking lots of questions, and they weren't being followed up. And then, once he went missing, I took it upon myself to go and find him, and I needed help along the way. Thank you for getting me as far as you did, and I have been searching the forest, much like it sounds like you have been doing yourself. So hopefully it was not all me that brought this upon you, and you are, well, you made your way here yourselves. Your curiosity got the better of you, I suppose. I have been tracing these sacred sites, these ruins, these areas that Bryn had marked up. His notes were scattered and not easy to follow in the latter stages. But he was looking for questions around divine knowledge, around the Nine Sisters, around the gods that people were dealing with, and he had a way, but it wasn't great. He did not get what he wanted from Grom and the rest of the leaders of the Druids. They ignored, and when he found signs of this death bloom and that there were problems and rot happening within the forest, they did not give it the attention that he thought it deserved. But he was so passionate that his disappearance was so strange that I didn't believe he would have done something wrong. I thought he would be in trouble. He is excitable, maybe is the best word. But what worried me, and what worries me maybe more now hearing you talk of mind flayers, is in the end, before he went missing, he was looking outside of the Druid Order to find ways to protect the forest. He was being influenced, and last I had heard from him, he had found somebody who said that they were part of the Commonwealth, who would help him protect what was going on. I think this is where he was getting this information on these divine sites, looking for these places where this power was being drawn from or to, but he never explained enough for me to really understand what was going on. But hearing that he was in consort with somebody else, then goes missing, I could not sit by and do nothing. I had to move, and I assume you've spoken to the Druids and found that they did not exactly send me, although they should have sent me. Someone else should have been sent to go and look for Bryn. He was an excellent Druid.
Yes, we have found out. Did Bryn ever mention a name for this person that he was speaking to?
No, he was excited that someone was taking an interest in what was going on and looking to help. But I mean, for their safety, for his safety, he kept details incredibly light because, I mean, Van, you know, we shouldn't be seeking outside help or going beyond or behind what our druidic leaders are asking us to do. And now, foolishly, I wish I had understood more. Part of the guilt of me coming here looking for him was because maybe I should have asked more questions at the time, but I didn't, and now we're here. But I followed the maps and followed the information he had, and I've been trying to, again, find out where this Death Bloom is residing, where Bryn is hiding, where Bryn is being captured, where he's been taken. And I've been caught a few times myself, but it's good to see you and good to hear that you are seemingly on the same case.
Can I insight her, please?
Yep.
Wow, 8.
Sounds like she's telling the truth.
What did Bryn tell you anything about this divine knowledge he's searching for?
Yeah. All he said is that this on raising the problem of this Death Bloom, this parasite that was growing within the forest that was causing problems, that this contact had pointed him in the direction of divine powers of these ruins, and assumingly looking for something within them, whether that be she looks to you. She says, you came here from Amberstead, is that correct? So you were taken to the ruin?
Yes.
And did you make it into the crypt?
We did.
Oh. And you saw that there was something that was taken?
So the item was not there when you visited either.
No, I managed to work my way through into this crypt of this serpent god or wherever it is, and yes, on finding absolutely nothing here but the very clear signs that something has been taken, my fear is that what he was being pointed to were some kind of artifacts of divine power. But how does that even, for everything we know of the Death Bloom, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I'm afraid I came here looking for answers, and I've collected some clues, but have no more answers. What of your learnings, your research, what have you found?
Wow. Zagor, have you still got that helm?
Zagor's identifying the helm in the corner.
I am. Has it been an hour to attune to my thing?
Yeah. If you're gonna do, I mean, you've been caught. You wouldn't have done it already, so you would have attuned. You'd have very recently just attuned to the wand.
Then I'll be identifying the new hat.
So yeah, as you see, Zagor is sat with his giant helm in front of him with his wand out. It's very clear that he's identified it. Is that a 10-minute spell?
I believe so.
Cool. So yeah, Zagor can identify what is in front. Yeah, this large helmet.
1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute. Oh, even better. Cool. So yeah, you will, as you kind of point over and look, funny enough, at the perfect time that Zagor's casting the Identify spell, you find that you have on you a helm that is called the Horned Helm of Telepathic Control. Which, if being shared in the fight, you know, Otto knows how he released the helmet from the creature, but you can see, or you know with the Identify spell that it gives the user the ability to cast Detect Thoughts, have suggestion. And you are I forgot.
Well, I understand
I
the
took it
rest
off
of this
somewhere.
description as well from Identify.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, I forgot to use that. But he didn't have the helmet on for the whole fucking fight, which is annoying. I can read it out, or do you want me to read it out? Wait.
You can read it out for everyone, yeah.
So it also, you have Detect Thoughts and Suggestion. It also says you are under the effect of the Mind Blank spell until the attunement is broken. This gives the wearer immunity to psychic damage, any effect that would sense its emotions or read its thoughts, divination spells, and the Charmed condition. Even the spell even foils wish spells or spells of similar power to affect the target's mind or gain information about the target.
What this doesn't say, and I don't know if Identify would discover, it doesn't say whether or not it's cursed, like Donvan's hat.
What? There's only one way to
I
find
don't know
out.
I don't know if Identify would discover that.
Wouldn't. I would say piecing together, Otto would know that he managed to cast Remove Curse and then pull it off the thing's head. So you could probably piece together that it's cursed, but yeah, Identify wouldn't. It's one of the big fun points is Identify doesn't actually bring up whether an item is cursed or not. It just tells you what the item is, and then when you put it on, you're like, oh fuck. I think you have to.
Zagor's sort of questioning it to himself quietly because the creature, after it came off, still acted the same. It didn't change or anything. Unlike Von with the Greater Restoration.
Yep.
So, yes, much like the giant with the wearing that helm. I mean, obviously you've been here long enough to. I guess it was like that from when they first came to get you again. Was the giant wearing the helm at that point?
Not the first time I was sent south. No,
when they came and grabbed you the second time.
Yeah, the second time they were being led by this Valanmar. He was with me the first time and dropped me off. He was sent out. I think Ravili had put him in charge of my release. I think he was one of the kind of hunters, from what I could have made out. But yes, I was released, and then a days rest later, and all of a sudden I've been caught. I was just arriving to into Silverford when I was caught, and they snuck up. I mean, these giants are pretty stealthy in these forests, but they appeared not speaking to each other, without any of the fear or recognition that they had shown of having dropped me off just a few days before, and that was it. Dragged back here, thrown in the cage, and that's when I saw that Ravilli here was then tied down, and I had an idea from that maybe something had gone amiss. When you see the leader being tied down by someone wearing a strange mask they weren't wearing before, and I've been thrown back in the cage, I started to suspect things, but then I'd been stuck there for, God knows, days, weeks.
We believe that, I mean, these artifacts may well, I mean, you can see from this one alone, if it is one of these things that, I mean, if these are what Bryn's looking for, they may well be cursed, and it's definitely linked to the Death Bloom. Back in the ruins, seeing the empty podium and seeing the outline of what was possibly there before, I placed my headband on the podium, and it transformed similarly to how this headband looks, with the antlers, that side of things, and through my own stupidity, I will admit,
Favorite nods.
put the headband back on, and yes, it my mind was racing, telling me all sorts of things about protecting the forest.
And did you hear?
Yes.
Did you hear the voices? We were communicated to?
It was, I mean, it was myself, but not myself.
The voices you heard were your own mind, your own voices.
Yes.
It wasn't the voice of another being.
It wasn't the voice of another being, but
Okay.
these constant thoughts, which disappeared as soon as the headband was taken off.
As Swanbom's saying this, Zaga is looking at the hole that your head goes into in the helmet,
Yep.
wondering, because it's quite big, would he actually be able to wear this? Would it fit on his head? Would it fall off? And you can see he's just like, it's like he's shaping up to put his head in it, but not quite doing it yet.
Faywin puts her hand on Arta, gestures with a head nod to Zaga, implying to get a hold person spell ready,
I got a whole person spell ready.
or a telekinetic grab of a hat spell.
Oh, actually, I don't want to waste a spell slot. I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, so I'm gonna put it behind Zaga, getting ready to
It's like
grab
every
it
time
and
he tries to
try
put it
to
on his
release
head, it just like gets blocked. You're like, what the hell? Why the fuck can I put this thing on my head? Faywin, give me an insight check.
Oh God, come on, please. Oh, it was nearly a nat 20. It's 11.
11.
That's not nearly a nat 20.
It was, and then it rolled over. I've had it twice tonight.
You, with an 11, see, hearing, there's not Actually, I don't think she was very surprised that Von put the fucking helmet on. But hearing that she was almost disappointed in Von's description. Like, as she's asked questions, gone through what Von had seen, she was almost... There's almost like a... damn, okay. She was looking for something that Von didn't give her an answer on what he had experienced. But you can't put your finger on what it is. You'd see that was not... When someone says, after I put on a cursed helmet, it told me these things, it did this thing, and you ask questions, you don't expect it to be like, okay. Like, you didn't die? Okay, cool, that's weird. You get like, there's a little hint of that in her. As Von's kind of explaining.
Yeah, I will also relay in that it was... Because I don't think I've actually said to anyone at all that it was... that those voices were telling me to distrust everyone.
No.
No. Well,
As you say that, my face sort of drops a little bit.
Fabian's still on mute. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, but her
Cheers.
face can move even if she's not speaking.
It's funny.
Zaga positions the hat above his head.
Yep.
And he's picturing himself wearing it in his mind, like with the compound eye face thing. He's thinking, this would be cool. It's like a helmet with horns. A biker helmet with horns. If you knew what a biker helmet. And then he's wondering if his own horns will fit in it now.
Yeah, it's massive at the moment. You got a little head. Nice. Zaka was playing with a big hat, but it's far too big for his head. She, Andrea, kind of, as you then say that, she says, "Wait, okay, so you placed a helm in that area. Curses would definitely link back to this divine, that there is something else at play here. And these ritual sites seem to be playing some part in some way. I haven't found any sign of any relics or anything linked to this, to these sites or blooms."
Interrupt.
Yep.
Well, we found these wands. We're in the same place you said you didn't find any hat. And he produces the wand of fear that he stopped.
Yeah. Yes. Well, you took the wands from the site. I mean, they were clearly linked to something. Something bad happened, right?
Well, I got a wand. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, other than the wand, you just picked up the wand and walked out with it, no problems. Also, what are you doing with this hat?
We had to kill some things, but we have to kill things
Yes,
everywhere
okay,
we go.
Of course, so they were trapped. That's fine. That's what I was expecting. They were quite clearly set up in. You guys didn't pick up the trap, or you have sticky fingers.
But the trap
covered.
wasn't linked to the wands. It was linked to the other thing I picked up. What was the other thing, Faywin?
It was a mask.
That's the one.
Yes. Okay. So
But I thought you didn't find anything at the ritual sites, Andrea.
I didn't find anything to. I didn't find anything to take it with me from divine sites that potentially are cursed, nor did I put cursed things on my head. And then she clicks her fingers and points and says, "And is someone going to stop the kobold putting the helmet on, or are we just playing with fire every day?"
I gesture to the mage hand.
We
that's
were all
behind him.
here when this fight just happened. I don't want to go back into the cage, you see, and these giants are quite hospitable, but will kill us if we allow this to happen again. I'm just wondering how serious you guys are about moving forward before.
It's like you've forgotten who we are.
I'm surprised you have...
We will not let Zaga put this on.
Okay, because... And you look up and
Zaga
it's
looks
like...
annoyed, but puts the hat on the table.
You look and see Ravili is watching Zaga and has his hand like down to his side.
Indraconic goes, "Hey, I'm not going to put the hat on," to the giant.
He looks back and says, "Unfortunately, if you try, I will have to kill you."
Indraconic, he won't. And then I cut eyes at Zaga.
If he tries, I will have to kill
He
you.
won't try and kill you, or he won't. I know I can't.
I will try and kill you.
I'm just saying it. He won't try and kill you, or.
No, that was
he
about
won't come on.
Zaga is not going to be putting that out.
Someone won't
No,
die today.
as I said, I can't speak Draconic, but I was just like, that was my first reaction.
Yes, sorry, I did not. No, I did not take the mask of the ones from the site. They were clearly left as part of this burial chamber. It was the absence of the thing before, and also dangerous to pick these things up. Congratulations for putting your finger inside the honeypot. So, I have.
Is honey?
No, he's still listening. There's 2 sites I have marked to investigate. One is a crypt south. It's where I was heading to Silverfoot. Apparently, there is a large, still intact crypt. And there is another north. I came in from the side. Did you pass by? There's in Whitewood. There is a ruin there, but apparently not far south of Whitewood there is a natural springs, I think it says, or a pond or something that runs. But there is a site north to Whitewood that was not on my journey. I decided to skip it, but now we're quite close. So I have 2 places I wanted to investigate. One was Silverfoot, one was Whitewood, both where there are sacred sites here, to see if there are any more of these missing artifacts or artifacts yet to be picked up that can help us understand what exactly this thing is, or why divine powers are being linked to a plant-based disease, and what Bryn found or what he was looking for. Any more clues, really?
We've been to Whitewood, but we've not been south of Whitewood.
Ah.
No.
So you know Whitewood. I know. And Whitewood, how was it? Was there any signs, any danger, any...
There was, well, how do we describe it? There was some that were once elves. There was these, well, they looked like they'd been taken over by some of the plant life. Also, these giant tadpoles. That's the only way I can think to describe them. Tadpole-like creatures burst out of some of these elves. When we surfaced there, we came from underground. It was almost like they were just dotted around, frozen in state across the area, and then came to life when we disturbed the area.
Ah. So, just as messed up as the rest of this place. Tadpoles and... Well, neither sounds overly safe, but if we know Whitewood, I think traveling north to Whitewood could give us some answers, maybe even into what these tadpoles are. And they were for frogs and toads. Did you do any investigation on the tadpoles?
I'm pretty sure someone
remember
did
there
an
was a
age check on him.
There was a conversation I'm trying to think back to.
I think it might have been a bad one.
It was years ago.
Did we
Literally.
compare them to the tadpole?
Koatoa. They were compared, yeah, because I tried to
Mm.
compare it to the tadpole that I had, but they were different. And I can't remember who we spoke to, but meant someone. It might have been. Fuck, who was it? It might have been Jenny,
Or was it Eliana? Because it wasn't that
or maybe Ileana.
around the
Mentioned
same
the
time.
like Koatoa, like possibly being out to the west, and that being some sort of experiment or something like that with these tadpoles being heard of. I can't remember exactly where it was, but that's definitely something along those lines.
Yeah.
Zager has put his wand away and is reattuning to whatever he deattuned to before then. The hat is on the table, he's not touching it.
Nice. Good. I didn't want to have to kill you. You're so little.
Well, these giants are going to take us north, aren't they? That's what the dragon said.
we can take you north. I would prefer to take you north than to take you south. That would be my preference.
But yeah, I mean,
And either way, I think Bo needs to question Undriel at some point.
It's like, oh, did she?
I will telepathically
Briefly
say
mentioned.
to Undriel, I will explain fully later. It's a long story.
Excellent.
Out of character, sorry. Did we find out why Undriel was going to Eliana? Was it purely from Eliana's point of view to find Bryn?
That's what she said.
She was just following footsteps. Her
because
bumping into Ileana was circumstantial.
Well, when we
That's
went to
what
the
Ileana
spa, yeah, because when we went to we were looking for someone called Ileana when we went to the spa and kicked off because we were told by Jenny that she was looking for Ileana, not that she was following footsteps. So, can Faven be unmuted?
Yeah.
The mention of the tadpole reminds her of Eliana. I need to think how to phrase this. When you were on your travels, Andrea, we met Eliana. What business did you have with Eliana? We understand that you were looking for her, but I wasn't quite sure why. Everybody look at her intently so we get the insight if she's lying.
Why are you all staring at me, you fucking freaks? Why don't you just fuck off? Ileana was so kind to me. I was following the notes that we had found. Bryn had been to Dumbra, and it was the first spot that I could leave the boat and come back. So we ditched the boat and made our way to find out what was going on in Dumbra. I was lucky enough to be injured enough to be taken in by Ileana, and she gave me a place to rest. I found out that Bryn had passed through, but I don't think Ileana had spoken to Bryn. I don't think he had found what he had wanted. No, maybe he was as lucky as I was. And then I head off straight from there. I didn't hang around. I didn't want to overstay my welcome, I suppose.
What happened on the journey down that you got injured? Obviously, we left you with the merfolk to take you, well, to what we thought was Lake Morgana.
Mm-hmm. There was... it's hard to piece together exactly what went wrong first, but the Tritons that were with me, that were taking me down, I must admit I was never heading for Lake Morgana. My plan was always to stop in the forest, so I tried to send them back multiple times because I needed to ditch myself ashore. But the further into the forest we got, the more it's weird to say, the more the land and the forest itself was calling to me and starting to maybe reach out towards where we were, and at some point a creature or an animal or a plant or something was close enough as I was trying to get us ready to rest for the evening that it was a threat. I think the Tritons seen as a threat, and they started to fight this thing and did not win. This, whatever this was, had no interest in me, and unfortunately the Tritons I don't believe made it. But in all of that, I took, whilst not being interested in me, I took some damage at least, and had to hold up, and it was half a day's travel from there that I made it to Dumbra, made it to Ileana in my state, and was healed from there. But it was maybe this death bloom that attacked me.
What do you, when you say the forest was calling to you. In what way? In what sense?
It's like I say, I don't know. The further in I got, the further I felt this pull into the forest, that there was something to be explored. I have maps, but I feel like I maybe know some of the way to where we are going, or where I was going at least. Like in some instances, I was being led, and bar falling into the trap of the giants, have been, and that initial skirmish on the water, I've been quite safe throughout my time in the forest. So I don't know if it's my connection with the forest, whether there is something else in there calling out to me, whether I don't know. Maybe Bryn has found a way to contact. I don't know.
Speaking of that connection to the forest, why was Nonna trying to capture you when we was back before you left us before? I mean, we spoke to Ileana and she was friends with Nonna, and then Nonna seemingly changed, grew a bit more distant, and then that seemed to fall in line with when we came across her trying to capture you.
I have no answers for why.
Inside.
Roll insight.
God. 11.
I will.
Seems like
Can
she's-
I also insight? Or
Yeah.
That's 16.
Seems like she doesn't know why the non-creature was trying to capture her.
That's now twice. So you've got not out character. Nonna
Mm-hmm.
wanted her, was potentially possessed by something. The giants were possessed by something and wanted her. Right? I've understood that right. Okay.
And I'm going to say to Otter about the letter. Have you got the letter?
Yes, I produced a letter.
What is this?
Just one thing on the letter, just so that we've got a copy. Faven would have written down all of the words in her notebook as well, just in case.
I just opened up the fucking
Photocopied it.
chat to find the letter, and I just seen the pictures of fucking "We Are Sailing." Who put my Maven Valley in there? Nice. So you hand the letter over.
Yes.
She rips it up. What is this bullshit? Oh fuck! We didn't pin the clean one. Right, I've got it. You can see she reads through. Cool. She's like, "What do you know of this letter? Who did this come from?" She's like, "This druid. Is this you? Who is?" I need the context. I think.
I mean, it's like, I don't believe it's me. Could it be Bryn?
This. I mean, this could
Could
be.
it be you?
Why would somebody seek me to find out? I do not believe it's me. But this, the death, they are talking about this death bloom like it is a person, not as a, it is a curse. Like that is not a plant being. That this is a thinking creature.
Well, I mean, that would go along with these cursed artifacts, maybe in some way. Perhaps one or a combination of these artifacts has caused this cursed being. But I mean, so Bryn has he's gone missing. He was doing a lot of this research into these artifacts.
Yeah, well, no, he was researching how to stop the death bloom, how to fight back this disease plant, and whoever he spoke to, maybe it is these people here that they someone pointed him on into the arms of the divine in searching for these places, and that's where we are now.
So maybe these artifacts are. Maybe these people are influencing Bryn to collect these artifacts to either make this more powerful, or to maybe, I don't know, collect things that could possibly be used against it so that no one can find them. I don't know. It's just two things that possibly come to mind. But I mean, judging by this item here, and I mean, I know obviously we placed the other item on and it became what it was. But I mean, yeah, maybe this is all just to gather these items to increase the power of this. I mean, it's, as far as we know, at least above land, it's not pushed beyond the forest. Maybe these artifacts give it the ability to be able to give it the power to push.
There have
further
been
beyond.
issues in the Fae.
Yes. There was a scene before that Bryn had mentioned there was bleed into the Feywild, that there was some stopping or moving of the boundaries. But you have seen this in person for yourself, that the boundary between the Fey and the material plane has been affected.
Fae nods.
Okay.
Have you ever been to the Fae, Andrea? Feywild?
Unfortunately not. I would love to go one day.
Or
maybe.
any other plane of existence during your journey?
No, during my journey, no, not. I have kept my feet firmly on the ground here.
Oh my god. I rolled insight for 9. What is the point? I'm trying to think of when we scryed on her and we couldn't get through.
Yes.
That was the one. That was when Saga lied to you
Fake one.
about doing it, wasn't it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
It's useful. Cool. Yeah, she's like, but
Was there a time we couldn't get through?
I don't think there was a time you can get through. You said it's before, and I'm pretty sure you've never not.
I thought...
You just didn't get much what you wanted, and then there was the lie. You only did it twice. You did it once where you got through.
No, I
then
don't
first
think
time.
it was the scry. I don't think it was. I think we tried to do ascending to her. We tried to do something because we had the whole discussion about what are the reasons that it wouldn't go through. There's like a percentage chance if they're on a different plane it wouldn't go through, that sort of thing. I think it might have been a sending bottle a long time.
You send it, but you didn't get a
You didn't get
reply.
response, yeah. That could have been the case.
So it didn't not reach her. You just didn't get a response.
Okay.
You can send someone a message and decide not to speak back.
I'll add that to the list to quiz her on when I
You're on the fucking list.
Actually, can I do that now without being a brat?
Mm-hmm.
Just when she says I've never been to the Feywild, I've got really bad deja vu.
Yep.
Oh, the only reason I asked Andrea was that we did try to contact you when we found out you'd gone missing. We sent you a message, but we didn't hear back, so we were wondering perhaps if you had have been somewhere else.
No, I was trying to ensure your all of your parts to play in this was as minimal as possible. I really needed to get to the forest, and I did not want to drag anybody else into this goose chase, especially those that are, no offense, Redvant, but linked to the druids who had already told me that I should not be going. So I pushed the boundaries of my truths as far as I could, and I did not want to drag you in any further. But if you're willing to step in and come this far yourselves, then now I will use your help.
Just out of character, real quick. If a sending spell got sent to someone who's in an anti-magic field, would they still receive the message?
No.
It may have been when she was in Iliana's place.
I think she
No, she just said that she didn't want to reply.
Yeah.
Well, she wouldn't have got it.
No, but even still. I'm pretty sure it was well before that.
Yeah.
Because that's why I started getting Zaga to scribe. It was like when we first found out that she was a little lying bitch and we wanted to see
Could have
what's
been,
going
though.
on.
Because she went to. No, it depends how far after. But yeah, she was only there for like a day. It would have been very, very select. Very super suspect of me. I think more likely, if it,
She
that
just
makes more
didn't want
sense
to
to
give us
send
the
in.
info. No.
She didn't. As far as you've rolled for, that's what she asked you under the guise of a bit of a white lie that you would be paid. You were paid for it. Everything she said was true, bar the bit that was the druids have sent me on this mission. She added that bit in herself. Technically, she was a druid and she sent herself on the mission. Got you. You needed to get her to that place. You got to that place, and then she was like, "You don't need to be involved in this anymore. I'm gonna try not to keep you involved." But you guys have pushed in and found her, and now it's like, well, okay. Well, if you want to be involved, let's be involved. But she never asked you to go any further into it. You found stuff as you were going, and you were sharing information. But then once she got to where she needed to get to, it was like, cool, thank you, bye. You don't need to be part of this anymore. This doesn't have to be your fight. Not that she knew it was a fight, it was a search. And your incredibly good insight rolls tell you that is the truth.
I know. I don't think I've rolled above a 10.
Oh, shame. So yeah, she goes through. She will say that she doesn't have any stuff. All of her stuff is gone. Probably left in Silverford, dropped, whatever else. She has literally nothing on her. So anything you guys can share with her would also be super helpful.
She don't want much, does she?
No, not really. Just to come with her north to Whitewood.
Once
Well,
we visit. Actually, yeah. God.
No, I was just going to say, while we're having that conversation, am I able to be attuning to like swapping out my attunement? Or not really?
Not really, because to attune to something you should respend. Yeah, it's the same with with Zaga doing it. If you're spending 2 hours, you can't also be resting in those 2 hours, so you have to rest. You have to do the attunements and then add 8 hours on top of it. But because you've got a whole evening and a night, you've got enough time to do it. But yeah, you can't kind of.
Can we say I do it tonight so I don't forget?
Yeah. As long as as long as you're doing it before the morning, it's fine. It's just doing it now whilst you're trying to. You can't do it half and do it not. It's like you can't short rest and also tune. You have to tune and then short rest, or other way.
Cool. I just want to swap in Jeff for when I need that.
Hello. Sweet. Okay.
Sorry
Well,
about
if
that.
we can save up and do other questions next time as well. But yeah, that's what she's giving you what she has. Asked you some questions on some bits. She has 2 sites that are marked up that she has pulled extra information from or found extra information and the map she has. One is to go back north to Whitewood. So you are in Stoneholm. Whitewood is 2 hexes north. And you can see that there was a trace so the hex to the north had a marker that Bryn had been on. So where you went into Whitewood, the hex below it is where he had been but hadn't, and then come back. So she's saying go 1 hex north to Whitewood or to south of Whitewood to see this thing, or Silverford, which is 2 hexes to the southeast. But the giants don't want to take you that way because they got fucked up when they went that way last time. So she's like, this one's closest. Should we go to Whitewood and see what the fuck's going on?
I will telepathically say to Faywin, do you have anything you want to ask Undrill privately before I give her a rundown of the druid situation?
It's
So-
very kind of you.
I want to say telepathically, and then remember I can't speak telepathically, but I still don't trust her.
Wow.
So I'm just thinking that I don't trust her.
You could probably say it in a language that we both speak.
No.
Dwarvish.
No, I'm
Oh,
keeping
she
it to
can speak
myself.
Dwarvish, I think. Okay, fine. I don't think so. Faven's very much like Arthur and isn't convinced. Did she seem surprised that I didn't try and hug her? Genuine question, because the response of Faven to seeing her was obviously like, "Oh, you're alive," and then there wasn't any like, "Oh, BFF," because that's all that she did when they were together before.
No.
Fine, bitch.
She wasn't like, oh, this person that I've met for 7 days has been weird and I haven't seen him for 25 days. It's like you met someone for 3 days and then it's been 3 months.
Sounds like me and most of my friends.
Yeah, you left day 27. Day 27 is when you left Andrea at Reflection's Edge, and we are now in day 64. Do the maths.
Telepathically to Bomba. I don't think I have any more questions, but I think as a group we need to decide how we're going to work with this.
I've already pressed my long rest. I'm assuming we're gonna get.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. And then the dragon comes back. Nice. Well, we'll leave it there then. So you press your long rest buttons. In the morning, the giants will take you north, best they know, to the ruins that are in the hex that's just south of Whitewood. Andriel in tow, and you are never to mention what you have seen in this cave ever again to anybody ever.
You say that, but nobody made us promise that.
Literally, that's exactly what the dragon said.
You were calling it my liege and stuff.
Yeah, you were like kissing its feet and stuff. I don't even know how many feet dragons have.
She never said, promised to never tell anyone about this place. And Zaga definitely never promised not to tell anyone about
Oh,
this
no, Zaga can do whatever Zaga wants because he's flip-flops on the toss of a coin. But I'm just saying that's what you were told. If you want to get murdered, then that's fine.
It may be understood
Uh-huh.
by people that never mentioned it, but
It's fine.
It was strongly implied. It was like, do I kill you because you know about this place?
Yeah.
Or shall we talk it out because I'm old and I can't be asked? That was kind of the vibe I got from the rough translation that Faywin was
I think that's
giving.
a
the
perfect
conversation.
summary.
just worried about
Perfectly
getting clipped
summarised.
with the wing.
It's amazing how Arthur got it that good. Sweet. Cool.
Just give me summaries and I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Go on a long explanation. I'm lost.
It's much easier that way. Sweet G to the G's. So yeah, we'll kick off with the travel northward and any other questions you might think of in the meantime to wake up in the morning, but you've got to travel, so it's going to take you like a day to travel anyway, so you've got time to chat about what you want to do with that as well. But yeah, you can press your long rest buttons. Lovely stuff. Right. Next week. Ta-ta.